Hey everybody, welcome back, especially to those who were here yesterday for the unexpectedly early end to my stream, which did at the very least make for an amusing end to the VOD. Now what happened yesterday, unfortunately, was that, well, actually maybe not unfortunately, because everything cut off right before I started actually playing with my viewers, so no one had to get disappointed in terms of getting cut off in the middle of the game. Which would be the worst case scenario, is wasting other people's time that were actually interacting with me in the game. Wait a second. Do I hear? No. Alright, that's something on my end. Alright. So, we're doing a bit of a Halloween stream. We're going to play a little Mario Party Superstars just to warm up, not a whole lot. And then we're going to be playing Helios, which is a game that for DOS that I originally got I actually got it traded to me on a floppy disk during a school summer computer camp thing in the 90s. And the interesting thing about Helios is that it actually has a creepypasta backstory associated with it that was actually like included in a text file with the floppy disk that I got it on. Hey, Kalaka boy. Alright, let's hop into this. I mean, come on. There's only one board we could really choose today, right? There's only one appropriate board. So we're going to have a quick round edit and move on to Helios. But I just wanted to play a little bit of this. Yes, I know how to play. Now, if I need to... Now... So, Luigi... And I always play as Luigi. And I always bring with me Mario, Peach, and Yoshi. If I could play as a blue Yoshi, I would have broke my tradition. So, set the difficulty. Yeah, let's set it all to normal. Come on, how could we not play on Horrorland today? I hope you had a chance to see It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown this year. As seems to be probably my catchphrase on the stream, I basically don't play, I mean, I don't really watch traditional television anymore, so actually going on to a certain channel at a certain time isn't even a thing I do. And frankly, I've watched It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown so many times off my VHS tape that my mom recorded off CBS in like 91 or 1990. And I've watched that so many doggone times that I've probably watched it enough for several lifetimes. I will be watching that same tape. I do have it preserved. I might be watching it with a friend tomorrow. So I do like we go into the lore of the original Horrorland from Mario Party 2. And I really didn't think they'd go so far. I know I've said it before if you've watched my Mario Party Superstar streams, but I didn't think they'd go so far as to include, you know, have it sort of be an in-universe thing that, yeah, I'm not used to my hair being all back like this, because I have the shirt for Halloween, so there's no point in having the shirt if no one can see it, which is not normally something I don't care about, people seeing the designs on my shirt, and I'm just used to my hair being all over the place. I'm actually, you know, just put it behind me for a change, so that you could actually see the shirt. Alright. So, now what I did not realize is that once you play a board once, I don't the sort of apartment complex building thing that I'm in. I really don't. It's not really the kind of thing. It's not really like some apartments are like the apartments are more like houses, but this is like more of like a tower sort of deal, so I don't really expect many trick-or-treaters. I know a lot of the trick-or-treaters, as I understand in this area, are kind of more going to sort of like events that the community puts on, or those types of things. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little spoiled because yesterday I did play on Peach's birthday cake, which is a stage where the star is stationary. Now, one of these years I am gonna, like, when I have, I guess, a more of a typical sort of house, maybe, I'll go all out and get a huge bowl of candy for the kids, and hopefully there won't be, you know, disease control concerns by then, and Yeah, I'll go drop by Dollar Tree, get some Halloween decorations. Oh, okay. I don't know, like I tend to get a red space on my first turn on this board when I play it on not really when I play it on stream. When I used to play it a lot off stream on my own time before I started streaming. Frankly, I don't think I've played Mario Party 2 once off stream since I began streaming. Can you remember the last time I went out to trick or treat? I don't know why, but for some reason, where I grew up, like, it wasn't considered taboo to trick or treat even in high school. I thought it was kind of weird. I only went because my friends were doing it. This is definitely from Mario Party 4 because I remember this being a thing. Yeah, I guess I remember, like, I remember when I was, like, of a trick-or-treating aged kid, like, older kids, even, like, you know, by the time you're, like, 11 or 12, getting made fun of for trick-or-treating, you know, even in, like, as early as, like, past age, like, 10, really. But then by the time I was in high school, like, other kids were trick-or-treating, even as teens. So, I don't know, I guess, I don't know what the deal was. I know the last Halloween thing I went to, like, my friend had a Halloween party, and it was like a costume party, and I didn't have a costume. And for some reason, I don't know why I wanted to get this. I had this huge, and I'm not big into, like, dolls and plushies and stuff either, but for some reason, there was this huge, like, I guess, this huge, like, python or boa constrictor or something plush that was at KB Toy Stores. So let's let you know how long ago this was. And I used to wear these big baggy pants with all these belts and straps all over them. And what I did was I took this stuffed snake. Now, I'm going to wait till after my turn to explain the story, because if I don't pay attention to what I'm saying, I'm going to make this sound a lot... I'm going to make this story sound a lot worse than it is. Alright. Alright, let's see what I get here. It's a real race to this first star, that's for sure. I forgot I had to press it manually. Ooh. This is going to be uniquely useful on this board. Yeah, so what happened was I took this big stuffed boa constrictor plush, and I had these big baggy pants with all these straps and belts all over them, and I stuffed it in my pants to look, and just had, like, the front end going down the pant leg, and the pants were so baggy you couldn't see, like, you couldn't tell it was in there. And then I had the back come out like I had this big, long, like, snake tail. And it was the dumbest thing ever. And for some reason, and that was the whole costume. The whole costume was like, oh, I have a snake tail. But for some reason, the effect was really impressive. And people were like, wow, that's a really cool, like, tail you got. Where'd you get that tail from? Like, no, I just stuffed a snake, a stuffed snake from KB Toy Stores, and I shoved it down my pants to make it look like I had it, and had that end hang out to make it look like I had a big snake tail. And I, and no, I'd not, like, and these aren't, it's not like I'm just hanging out with a bunch of furries or anything like that either. It was like, people thought it was a really good costume. And I was like, it's just a snake, but let's see. I'm paying attention to this minigame here. So, stay safe till time runs out. I'm trying to... Oh, I see. The panels have individual countdowns. Okay, I get it. I get it. Three, two, one, four, three. No! I almost played myself hard there. Okay, that's gonna be a fun game. I didn't use it as a door room in an old video. I think the only time that snake appeared on screen was I did a video where I was impersonating Voldemort, and I was I was saying, like, I was pretending like I was Voldemort having his snake, who was actually a attractive Korean woman attack my computer. Yeah, I'm not gonna go down that whole rabbit hole of... Okay. Yep, so good for you, Peach. You get the first star. But yeah, and the thing is, even when... And his thing is, I kept that stuff staying for like years longer than I would have. Because even as soon as I purchased it, I was like, why did I buy this? I don't even like dolls or plushies or anything. Like, why did I buy this thing? And I was like, it was just sitting in my closet, and I was gonna like give it to charity or something. I was gonna give it to like a thrift store or something. And then it came time for the Halloween party, and I just used that to make a bootleg costume for myself. And... Oops. And because of that, I actually kept it years longer than I otherwise would have. Thanks for reminding me that... Yeah, no use... There's no real need to use the cursed dice block now. Let's view the board. Now, one thing okay. Yeah, actually... Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually used the... It's so seldom that I actually do use the Mr. I thing to warp. I like how there's a special theme just for when you're getting chased. That's pretty cool. Do you wish to light the darkness lamp? No, we will not. Hey, have a good session at your exhibit. I'll see you around. Alright, let's see what I get. Yeah, if I was gonna, like... You know, I've thought of it for years, and maybe I should. Like, I know, like, if I was gonna have, like, I guess, what you might say, like, a Halloween-specific, like, character for myself, it would just be, like, myself with a huge, like, boa constrictor tail. As just otherwise totally human. Just because... Yeah, there's just a thought I had just now. If I had thought in advance, I could have hit up an artist to do that for me. For my, my opening hold screen. But we intend to, but this is just a warm-up. I'm not playing this for too long, because after this, I'm gonna be switching over... Oh man, it's this game. This is not... There's a version of sort of a puzzle game minigame in Mario Party 4 that's a much better puzzle game than this, frankly. This one I did not think is that good at all. But we'll be switching over to Helios, which is a DOS game that came out in 1993. I actually received it in the 90s, traded by another kid at school via floppy disk. And the interesting thing about Helios, if you've never heard of it before... I mean, this game is so kind of obscure that for a while, if you searched Helios, DOS, or whatever on Google, my own webpage about it on SuperTrainStationH.com was one of the only sites that even discussed or reviewed the game or gave it any coverage. But it's a DOS game, shareware, traded via floppy disks in the 90s, and it's what could be considered one of the first copy creepypasta games. And with a fourth wall breaking storyline about the game itself. And the game actually included this this story as a text file that came with the floppy disk when I got it. And this backstory for the game is now actually available, and as well as additional lore about people trying to find out the sort of mystery behind the game and its creator and its meaning. On the Creepypasta wiki page, it actually has had a slight increase of an awareness because a certain YouTuber did a video about it a few years ago, which caused, and the reason I found out about this video is because I got a huge uptick in visits to my webpage about the game because people were looking for any info about the game and were trying to contact me because I was one of the only people talking about it online. So I've been playing this game for above and beyond 20 years, since the 90s, and it comes with a creepypasta sort of text file, and this is pre-internet, so this is a text file that was actually passed around on floppy disks with the game, which makes it a lot more interesting than other creepypastas where people are deliberately trying to make these stories to pass around the internet and get attention. this actually, like, is as the story is as old as the H has always been a trendsetter. Yeah. Hey, Tundex. I hope you're having the Halloween you were hoping for. Yeah, the star of the show is going to be Helios today, but I mean, this game just came out. It has a horror-themed board, which happens to be one of my favorite boards in all of Mario Party. How could I not have this as a warm-up? And I did I did successfully stream Helios last October, in October 2020 for Halloween, but it was a very janky setup involving multiple computers that I was barely able to get to work, whereas this time I have a dual monitor setup doing it all on the same machine. I have a much better DOS emulator, a much better setup for being able to capture the window, so I think it's going to go much smoother, and I do want to get into other DOS games from the 90s, including, the Commander Keen series especially. But yeah, the thing about Helios, for those hearing about it for the first time, it's a kind of it's not a traditional horror game. It has a sort of horror-ish backstory, but it's not a scary or creepy game in its own right. It's very cryptic and mysterious. And actually, Vine Sauce. Actually, I'm not really big into, I guess, a lot of typical big YouTubers, I guess you could say. But I was looking for particularly for videos about Helios, and I found that Vine Sauce had actually did a stream where he covered this game and just going through random DOS games. And so he found this game not knowing the backstory for it, and he's like, "This game is so weird." Like, well, one thing I will disagree on, he complained about the controls because it's a physics-based game where you're supposed to... Looks like I won that one. Yeah, it's a physics-based game where you're controlling in zero gravity, and so he interpreted that as having unresponsive controls. But, like, when he was playing games, like, this game is so weird. He complained about the game a lot. He dissed it, but in ways that he doesn't understand what the game is, so I'm not too harsh on him for that. But he specifically said, this feels like a game that was created by like, an AI algorithm. Which, when you know the backstory, the fourth wall-breaking backstory as to how this game or this computer program supposedly came into existence, is a really cool observation to someone make, not being aware of the backstory of this game. Yeah, so yesterday, I was discussing, when I was streaming yesterday, I was talking with my viewers about how the online features worked, and apparently I didn't know if this would be a thing or not. Yeah, that warp definitely paid off right now. I wasn't sure about the specifics of how the online would work, because I just assume Nintendo's going to have disappointing online features no matter what, just because I've been playing Nintendo Wi-Fi connection and its successor services since 2005. I mean, mind you, 2005 for a handheld Nintendo Wi-Fi connection was pretty hype, but it seems like they just did with the bare minimum they could get away with in a lot of cases. I mean, 3DS did some cool stuff, but then a lot of those improvements from 3DS didn't appear on the Wii U. It's a little wacky, but anyway. I reasoned that... I figured that everyone who you play with in Mario Party Superstars, you'd have to add their friend code, and I didn't want to have a bunch of friend codes of people I barely know from streams that I might only play once ever with, and then have them being able to see my gameplay activity, and being, oh, this person came on, that person came on, like, who is that? Who is this? Who's asking for me to confirm them as a friend, whatever. So I liked that, from what I understand, you actually can... Let's see, come on, give me something good. Oh, another curse. I've gotten a lot of... I have 3 items. I have full inventory now. And 2 of them are specifically for sabotaging players that are getting maybe a little too close to something I'd like to get to first. So we're being set up for a very aggressive game of Mario Party Superstars here. Now, I think that... Oh, Yoshi, you landed on the bank. You lucky dog. Not that he has many coins to begin with, so I'm not too worried about that. Now... Yeah, but apparently you could create a room and actually have people, like, add people that are watching that want to play or whatever without having to add their friend codes, which makes playing with viewers a lot easier and more likely to happen with me. I was moments away from attempting it with a couple of viewers I had yesterday, but then my apartment building had the internet company came to upgrade the wiring on the internet, on the networking stuff throughout the building. So now my connection's a lot faster. I'm very happy about that, but the stream ended unexpectedly. But the cool thing is that the stream cut off right before I was about to start playing with people, so it's not like a bunch of people lost their games or whatever. So it was really, for having a failure, it was the ideal way to have a failure where, you know, we weren't in the middle of a game or anything like that. But after this, we'll be playing Helios, and now that, and also before switching from playing any console game to playing on DOS, the way I was doing it last October, was a very complicated and messy process. Now all I have to do is unplug the HDMI cable. Now in this minigame, if you've never seen this before, the three of us on the lower conveyor belts are working together as a team. Any coin one of us gets counts towards all of us. So we're not competing, we're not trying to shove each other out the way for coins, we're just trying to grab as many coins as we can collectively. So there's no real purpose in trying to shove each other out the way. Like, I'll let Peach grab that one while I'll take the other side. Wow, we both came out even. So we got 45, so that's a total of 60 coins coming into play. No, actually far more than 60. Now, when you're playing in single-player mode, all the coins that are earned at the end of the board game are added to the collective total on that file. On the other hand... Oh, wow, Peach got a hidden block. Let's see what she gets. Okay. On the other hand, when you're playing online... Because I did go through an online round with randoms yesterday evening, after the stream. Let's be strategic here. Let's look at what's going on. How close are we to... Yeah... If I was down here, like around here-ish, excuse me. If I was around here, maybe I'd consider using those mushrooms to, impede Peach, but she's so far ahead that I don't think there's, even if I use the cursed dice blocks on her, that I could, excuse me. Yeah. That's another thing is, I have to, let's see if, nice. Oh, it lets me, okay, cool. Yeah, I already have 3 items, so I didn't know if it would let me get, it would allow me to use the, to participate in the item roulette or not. Oh, that's so cute. The key says, oh, I'll miss the way the inside of your pocket smells. Because in Mario Party 2, the key was sentient in that as well. And the key would, like, when you open the door, the key would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to leave. You know, I enjoyed hanging out with you. So it's like, I like how they went along with that. And it was like, oh, I miss the way your pocket smells. Which is... Or a pants hole, as Lancer from Deltarune would put it. Alright. Chomp Call. Alright. I wish... No, these Chomp Calls are... These are, like, worse than blue shells. Chomp Calls are worse than blue shells. Like, when using it should give you, like, a 50% chance... Or maybe a 25% chance of successfully changing. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Coney Island! Yeah. We're not riding the Cyclone today. Mario Party 5. This is from a Mario Party game I definitely never played before, even for a split second, so... Why is that... That is so... The idea that there's a giant Statue of Liberty of Mario with A Statue of Liberty of Mario with him holding an ice cream cone instead of the Torch of Freedom. Yeah, I think I won. Yoshi, you're having some kind of fit there. It's not that serious. Come on, like, everyone got some ice cream. Like, I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny, because it's like, I like how getting an amount of ice cream in that minigame that's actually a reasonable serving for a single person or dinosaur, like, counts as losing. Whereas me, I'm like, no, 1 scoop is fine. You know what? I just considered something. I don't think I've had a soft serve ice cream cone since 2017, which is kind of sad. Because, you know, I was on Long Island, we had the Mr. Softy truck, and the places across the U.S. I've lived in since then don't seem to have that as a thing. Now, the last place I went to, there was like an actual, not just an ice cream. It was like an ice cream parlor and soda fountain. And I didn't find out about it until it was closing for business. And that was even before COVID, so. Alright. Alright, Mario. So let's see if he gets something other than, if he wins something. Okay, so it just replaces. Oh, okay, it lets you just choose which item to get rid of. Because I know in Mario Party 2, it wouldn't let you play a minigame that would enable you to get an item if you already had one. It's like, oh, you already have an item, you can't play the item minigame. Or you already have an item, you can't play, go into the shop. But here, you can participate in those things, and you could choose whether or not to keep your item or to discard your items you have. Or to just... What? Luigi, like, glitched on the, like, edge of the island there. That was interesting. That would have been really stinky if I lost. Now, in a sense, the minigames that I'm most familiar with from the Mario Party 2 versions are gonna be, like... or have a certain element of danger to them, even though I've been playing Mario Party 2 practically my whole life. Well, not practically my whole life, but for a good portion of it. For more than 20 years. Because it's the same minigame, but the Oh, you know what's something? I wish I was on camera when I discovered this. I did not realize this. They brought back, like, the some of the Mario Party 1 minigames that have the stick rotation, and it still uses the stick rotation mechanic. I wish I had that reaction on camera. I was genuinely, like, shocked when, like, the tug of war minigame from Mario Party 1. The fishing minigame from Mario Party 1 came and still used the stick rotation mechanics. Because, like, they could have just adapted those games to, like, yeah, like, those games are the reason Mario Party 1 never came out on any virtual console service, because they didn't want to, because of the risk of people, like, using the stick like this and damage and hurting their palm. Okay, I just want to just assess my... I mean, come on, Mario, you have... If Mario does not... Why would Mario not use the whistle here? I don't understand. If I had the whistle, I would use it now. Alright. Yeah, we'll go... Updated inventory, huh? I'm gonna get rid of... Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of one of the cursed dice blocks. Imagine if I tossed that right after buying it. Now that would be if there was some kind of space where, like, oh, you have to have exactly a certain number of coins. Now that's clever. Now if I didn't think, I mean, I could have used my cursed dice block on Peach, but I think she'd have to roll a 1 in order for... Oh, okay. Yoshi's gonna get instead, I see. Okay. But I mean, the AI is kind of funny there, because Peach already made her turn. Oh. Okay, Yoshi didn't quite get there. Now, let's see. We're gonna have to make some crafty decisions in this next turn. Alright, 4 players. It could have been a 2v2 or 1v3, but we got 4 players. Bumper balls, the game I've yet... I mean, this game is tricky because the physics are very different than in Mario Party 2. There we go. Haha, nice. Alright, this is the first time I've won this since I started playing this. Since I've started playing Superstars. Alright. So let's. Okay. So Peach, please roll a 1. If you roll a 1. No, she got it. She got it. She got the star. Okay. And she takes first place now. You got a star. Oh, I like how the Koopa Trooper over there claps for the person who gets a star. I wonder if that clapping happens no matter where they're at on the map. Because, and this is one of the... it's not often, I guess, that the bank is necessarily going to be near. Oh, my... Oh yeah, that's right in my path. You know, like this. Alright. Okay, great. Alright. Yeah, the custom dice block is going to be perfect for deliberately landing on bank spaces. Because when I was playing Peach's Birthday Cake, when I'd use the bank space, what I'd do is I'd plant a piranha plant. I'd pay the Lakitu to plant a piranha plant, and then use the custom dice block to deliberately land on a space. Because if you land on a space that has your own active piranha plant on it, then that piranha plant will give you some money. They'll give you a few coins. So very quickly you could end up profiting, even before another character actually lands on the spot. Yeah. Yeah, I'd never... Because the custom dice block, that is a new addition to... Yeah, too bad I can't go that way. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, one of the only complaints I have about the interface is... I wonder if Yoshi's... Oh, shoot. Yoshi, I think, might be able to pay enough coins... Oh, he chose not to use it. And when Mario Party 2, and possibly other Mario Party games like this too, different characters were for computer-controlled characters, they were kind of predisposed to use certain items. Like, Peach would tend to try to use the plunder chest, I think. I think Donkey Kong tended to like to use the warp. Mario would tend to use the mushroom. Wario would tend to use the dueling glove if they had the opportunity to do so. So I wonder if there's any, like, the weird thing is that the character profiles within Mario Party 2 specifically alerted you to these AI tendencies. Messy memory. Scatter items to the original spot. Mario Party, this is from Mario Party 3. Okay. Alright.
Start.
Mushroom tie flag. Okay. Okay. That's as close as I can get. I know that at least the top row is correct. Oh, wait. Okay, I didn't realize I had to press a button to confirm, to finalize my choice. Okay, I got the top row right. Who got the most right? Hey, I won. I like how it's like a percent. I mean, it's pretty easy to break down the items, how many items right, and formulate a percentage, and then have the success, then determine the winner through concrete means, even if they didn't get a 100% score.
Here we go.
Don't unlock. Okay. Oh, because the Gooba Bank. Yeah, she's gonna lose a few coins there. But like with the bank space, the shop, I just love how they managed to incorporate these elements in a generic way so they don't have to create new assets for each board without it, and then have something that's, I think, honestly, even though in the Mario Party 2, those elements were themed to the board, right? So it helped with the theming and the level design. But I guess when you have spots that serve specific functions that are going to be universal throughout the boards, I guess it would be ideal to have a consistent appearance for these different elements. Now, yeah, what do I... Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to... Wait, if I... Yeah, let's see if we can move the star closer to us, because it's very far away. No one's in particular danger of getting near to it. We only have 5 turns left. Come on, right in my path, right in my path. That's quite an attractive spot for it to end up at. The star was moved. Come and get it, everyone. Alright. Okay, so we're going to... we're gonna use custom dice block. We're gonna pay 12 coins for that, wow. Actually... Yeah, I'm going to, just get the triple die. If this is a longer game, maybe I would have invested in... Yeah, if this was a longer... I mean, now it's possible that Yoshi could use... He's gonna use the chomp... No, wow! I know, if Yoshi was a human player and, had their wits about them, what they would have did was use the whistle, because I'm very clearly about to get that star. But, you know, AI is gonna AI. I didn't go with online for this just because I wanted to I wanted this section to go as quickly as possible. This is just a warm-up before we move on to Helios, which I'm excited to be able to show off in more... Actually, oh, I just considered something. Yeah, I could do that. Now, this might begin from the next Saturday when I next play Mario Party Superstars, but so many people are just casually emulating Nintendo Switch to pirate brand new release games, frankly, that even though it's not as interesting a console to look at as the Analog Mega SG where I'm using the original cartridges, or the Wii U when I use that for playing virtual console games and I have the gamepad and the console cam view, I might use the console cam for Nintendo Switch games in the future, for new release Switch games, just to show that I'm not pirating them. Alright, this is basically... Okay, this is I never... Mario Party 6. I think this might be the first Mario Party 6 game I've run into. Alright. Oh, this is cool. I mean, there are a bunch of, I mean, just in Nintendo games alone over the years, they've been many different takes on. Oh, come on. And many different takes on this sort of a mini game. And we're using Paracoopas, which are some of my favorite. There we go. Mario characters. Woo! Yeah, if I was gonna make like a Mario Sona, such as it were, it'd probably be maybe a Paracoopa or a Yoshi. I mean, but then if you get into all the different characters that are in the Paper Mario spin-offs before Nintendo low-key neutered them in terms of the creativity of making new creatures and characters, you know, then it opens up a lot of other options too. But all right. Oh wow, we got a Kamek here. With my magic, I foresee Yoshi winning. Our predicted winner, Yoshi, will receive a. Wait, they're giving him. That's an insane thing to give as a bonus for this. They basically just gave him a free star. Well, not a free star, but they basically guaranteed he's going to get at least one more star. That's a little. For a random player to get a random item, I mean, I wouldn't have considered putting the golden pipe, but I mean Mario Party's gonna do its thing, right? And just oh no, I was like one turn away from getting another star. That's some. All right. Yeah, that's some stinky Mario Party nonsense, but that's part of why y'all love these games, right? Okay. I hope you lose all your doggone coins, Peach. Well, I mean, especially since right now I'm in the lead, but it's gonna be some harsh competition. This is a game where a round where the bonus stars could possibly matter a great deal. Man, these characters are so, like, the proportions of these, I guess I'm used to seeing N64. Oh, I like that. When it's too, I kind of saw this before, but I didn't realize what happened. Like in Mario Party 2, they would have made us actually watch the duel play out. In this version, if it's between two NPCs, they just instantly skip to the results of the duel and don't make you watch them play, which is cool. Okay. We're gonna use that. Yeah. Now, we're going to. Oh, we can only use one item per turn. I was not aware of that. That's good to know. Because only one turn, but only one space, but I do get a free item out of it. So. Oh, wait, I actually have to play a mini game this time? Okay. No! I was not prepared to actually have to play a minigame for that space. For that item. And I guess it makes sense that they went for, I don't know what minigame that's from, but they went for some of the unthemed minigames, I guess. Because all the item minigames from Mario Party 2 were very deliberately themed to that specific map. You know what? I just realized I was so salty over Peach using the whistle that I used the cursed block on her when I could have used it on Mario. I let my emotions get in the way of playing optimally. Hmm. I mean, I guess because of the nature of Chance Time, they don't want to skip the results of these. But I guess the dual minigames, where there's an elaborate, an elaborate process to playing the game, whereas here it's pretty instantaneous, so. And Mario's jumping, he's like, woo! He looks like he's on a deserted island trying to hail a passing biplane to notice him and send a rescue party. And it's me versus the world. Alright. Thought I saw a message pop up warning of drop frames, but everything looks fine. Okay. Oh, I get it. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting piece of industrial equipment Luigi's got there. Oh, come on, come on, come on! No! I was so close! I was so close! Doggone. So, I lost. On the other hand, more coins are entering play, which means I'm going to earn more coins overall at the end of the match. But when you play online, only the coins and stars that you earned count towards the collective coin total that saves to your game file. Which is fair enough, because whenever you're playing single player, it's kind of just sort of assuming or pretending you have 4 players playing with you in the room with you. Alright. Might as well use these while I have the chance. No. Got a big number. Oh, come on. That was lame. I could have rolled that with a single dice block. Yep, so I basically immediately earned back the coins I spent. Well, had taken. Yep. I don't know why it took Yoshi this long to... Did he not have enough coins or something like that? Because he got that pipe a few turns ago. He got it like 3 turns ago.
You got a star.
The next star location is... Please something I could actually access in time. I think that's in my... No, I just came through there. Doggone. No, okay. I thought that was the one that was next to the bank. It's not. It's actually... It is in my path. So that's good. For me.
Mario time.
Please don't use the whistle. Oh, no, that's Yoshi. He already went. He already went this turn. Yoshi has the... Yeah, Yoshi has the only chomp whistle. Wait, is he about to... I think he has enough... Does he have enough spots to overtake me? Let's see. Yeah, he's probably going to overtake me. Yeah, yeah, great. Fantastic. Them's the breaks. Oh yeah, it just occurred to me. Yeah, they took away Baby Bowser from...
You got a star.
Yeah, they took away... I forgot if... I keep... Bowser Jr. or whatever they call... Baby Bowser, Bowser Jr., whatever that weird little, like, juvenile version of Bowser is. Oh yeah, so now that's really cruel, because now they put it like right where I was before. And now I can't get to it at all. Yeah, it seems like the golden pipe, which is the equivalent of the magic lamp in Mario Party 2, is just not for sale. You have to get lucky with one of these item roulette spaces with the clover in order to get one of these spots. In order to get one of those items, rather. Flash forward. Mario's Puzzle Party. That's not the... What is this? Oh. Okay. This is cute.
Start.
No! Peach, you won. Oh. How did I get... Huh, I guess it's about being... facing forward? I guess I got... This is... I didn't realize I'd be judge. I thought it was just whoever's in the center wins. But it's... I think I got more points because I was facing towards the camera. That's very interesting. And I wasn't even trying to do that. You only have a few more turns, so let's use the double dice, get it out of the way. Hey, nice spin there. Oh, Kim. I mean, it was a nice first one, but it's like I could have gotten 10 with good luck my first time around, so. Oh, come on. What can I get that's good? Let me get... I only buy one item, so... I'm gonna go ahead and buy the triple dice. And they're three different chomp... Every other character has Chomp Whistle already. So even if I use the Chomp Whistle to try to move the star closer to me, it's likely that if it ends up being right in front of someone else, that one of those AIs would end up using the Chomp Whistle anyway. Now, are you gonna use this to land on something interesting? Yes, he will. The item space. So the blue space... Okay, I see. The blue space brings up the roulette. But the green space makes you play a minigame. I wonder why they chose to have both of those. You'd think they'd either have one or the other, but... Oh, Skewer Scurry. I don't know what this is. Huh. Oh, I see. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Start.
It's all me now. Oh, I almost got behind the pole in time. I like how they bring because some of these 1v3 minigames, when players are eliminated, they don't reappear on the board. This one, I guess, for, I don't know, narrative purposes, they wanted to show the other players back on the board at the end. To show, like, yes, they did survive, they weren't killed or something crazy like that. Two or more players land in the same space. That means it's time for a duel. I don't know. Yoshi doesn't look Peach and Yoshi don't look too upset about this. When the Mario sprite, like when he's in this duel thing, he looks really fierce. Like, I'm gonna kick your butt. Like, whew. Wow, Yoshi. Yeah, big on that one. And it was an item space, so she gets... Oh, a mushroom. Okay. It's not too big a deal on the last turn. It's not like it's going to totally transform the outcome of the game. But we'll use our triple dice block now. Now, in this one, I think the dice you get are truly random. It's not like Mario Party 1 or 2. Possibly 3 as well, I don't remember. Where if you have frame-perfect timing... Yeah, I'm gonna use this on the beginning of my last turn, see how close I can get to Olmec's Temple. I mean, to the star. Yeah. Cough up 4 coins. We'll consider letting you in on the fun. I think that makes it so that you dance all night and it becomes daytime again. So no thanks. Alright, what goodie will I get? I won't get to... Hold on. Custom dice block, custom source coming up. Alright, not bad. Yeah, a lot of those really wouldn't have been too useful to me, so I don't mind just getting a few free coins out of the deal. And of course Yoshi grabs another star.
You got a star.
Possibly the last star of the game. We'll see where the next one ends up appearing. Next star location is... Now, in the original version of any Mario Party 2 board, there would be one Toad space where you could buy a star, and one Bowser Jr. spot where he would take like 3 to 5 coins, I think. Oh yeah, it's pretty far off. There's no way I'm getting that far in one turn. Unless some Mario Party shenanigans come into play. Which, given that this is Mario Party, is a very legitimate possibility.
Mario time. Oh yeah.
Alright, you gonna land on... Are you gonna shoot for some... whenever the computer-controlled players use the custom dice book, I'm always interested to see in what they actually are aiming for or trying to do by doing that. Why did you... Yeah, okay, you can use it at the end of the beginning of the next turn, which is the last turn of the game. This is the second to last turn. Yeah, I don't think we got a single 2v2 minigame this time around. Oh, wow. They brought this minigame back, but I believe they changed the name. You know what? This original game was called... Originally, this was called Tanks a Lot. I don't know if they thought mentioning... Well, it says shoot the rival tanks, so I don't know. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why they changed the name of it. Alright.
Start.
I felt like the tank controlled... This is the first time I played this version of the minigame. I wasn't even aware that it was even in... I didn't even realize that it was in this game. I'm glad I made it in. But it plays and controls a lot better than the N64 version. Alright, final turn. We can't forget to use our item now, because if we forget to use it now, then that's it. Alright, so now she's doing it, so that's a spirit. Let's party till the break of dawn. Okay, so doing this just turns it from night to day. Wow, they did a little funky version of the Horrorland theme. It's so cool. They made a new cutscene just for that, when there was nothing akin to that in the original version. Item space. Last turn, so there won't be an item minigame. We're going to use our only item. Nothing goes to waste. Let's go ahead and roll those bones, baby. Alright. Lame. Okay. No. Come on. Give me something nice. Okay. At least we got more... No, we didn't. Alright. Uh-oh. It's time to feud. Choose how many coins to wager. Let's see, we both have 2 stars. Okay. Yeah, if I was significantly behind Yoshi, I would be more concerned, but I have the most coins at anyone here, so. Oh, it's this game again. Alright. Oh, and there I failed? There we go. I never. This is another one of those mini games I never encountered until playing it in Superstars. Eventually, both hands start moving, and that's when it gets real tricky. Okay. Oh, I boned it there. Okay. Yeah, the first time I did this, I actually did better. Lucky space. Yeah. Oh, I like how they remove all the item. Wow, if I... Okay. Still ending the game with at least more than 100 points unless someone lands in a Bowser space at the last second and I lose a bunch of points because of that. Or a chance time. I mean, whether I win or lose, a whole bunch of coins are going into the bank, which is neat. So we're going to have at least 50 coins just leaving the game entirely due to no one landing on the bank space. Like, if I had a custom dice block, I would have tried to use it to claim all the coins in the bank. Not even necessarily for me to win, but just so I have that many more coins to work with for unlocking things once this match is over. Alright, cool. Nice, Mario. I'm glad he was able to put those coins back in the game. Which was something I was just specifically talking about. Pokey Plummel. This is the one with the hammers? Yes, it is. Alright. I did not win, but I didn't win last time. This time I hope to win. Yeah, I set, because there's so many mini games that I don't even know the rules or the feel for them yet, I set the NPCs to normal. Last time I did, no, actually, I think the first time I played this, it might have been against human players, so I did lose that one. All turns have ended. Great job, everyone. It's time to announce the results. Now, who will win it all? First, let's go over the bonuses. First bonus is shopping bonus. This bonus for the Eagle player who purchases the most items, and the bonus goes to Luigi. And Mario. Now it's between me and Mario right now, because it's gonna come down to coin count in the end. And if it's second bonus we've got is eventful bonus. This is for the most likely player who lands on the most event spaces. Bonus goes to the shopping bonus is actually a good theoretical bonus because it doesn't punish players who spend their coins on items for strategic play as opposed to just saving up as much as they can. And the winner is, I think it's between me, Yoshi, and Mario with those bonuses. It's probably gonna be me. Unless I seriously wasn't paying attention. Luigi! You're the superstar. Alright, so we won. Which is great. First place, I know you had it. We'll just skip all the flavor text. I like how they try to spin each... They talk about the positives of each player's performance. Winner bonus. Okay. Let's see what my Mario Party level gets up to. It's so interesting having, like, because Nintendo games don't tend to go heavy on achievements. Pokemon Black 2 actually kind of did that. New tools were added. Coin collector. Alright. So we're gonna end the Mario Party 2 portion of the stream. I just got to switch over to... Okay. So I'm not going to put up the timer because I'm just getting up for a second. That timer is for my own purposes. I'm going to get up and switch over to the DOS setup, which will only take a few seconds. And I also have to change out the stream info so people don't think I'm still playing Mario Party. And we'll stream that under Retro. Wait, is DOS a... No, okay. Yeah, I'll just stream it under Retro. I don't think this game has its own category anyway. No. Wait, I hope I didn't have playing with viewers on the tags the whole time, because I thought I specifically removed that. But, alright. You can see, all I have to do is go around and just have to swap out the cable from the Elgato into my computer. And it should... Oh, yes, it did. It worked just as I hoped it would. Alright, just gotta put my headphones back in. Actually, I may or may not even use headphones for this part. We'll see. So, there we go. Alright. Just gotta switch. There we go. And you can see what's going on already. Now, I just had the idea to do this. I could actually set this up real quick. If I add... Let's see. Video capture device. Yeah, let's add my console cam. Yeah, there we go. Just wanted to add. Here's the computer I'm using the keyboard I'm using. It's a mechanical, because I'm playing this with the keyboard. It's mechanical WASD keyboard. Colors selection is custom. And and there's my Stream Deck, if it wants to focus on that. And there's one of my STEM toys. Of course, I have a bunch of dorky stuff all over the my desk here. But let's go over and start the lore for Helios. Now, for those just joining, this is a game that I first received via floppy disk in I forgot which year, but it was in the 90s. This game came out in 93. And I received it a little after it. And this is a shareware game that got traded from person to person with floppy disks, via floppy disks that were, copied intentionally to spread the game. And then you could send the creator a check to get the full version of the game, or a sequel, or a hint card, or secret codes, or something like that. And I was in the 90s. It was in a summer computer class that took place at my school. And actually, it wasn't even my school at the time. It was just at the elementary school in the school district. And so we were trading games on floppy disks, played them on the school computers, then bring them home and play them on our own computers. And I got this game called Helios. Now, I'm going to read you the lore here. For some reason, in the emulator, it only wants to open this text file as in widescreen mode. But the actual game is going to be played 4:3, which is how I played it, because that's the monitor I was playing it on back then. So, all right, here we go. So this is probably one of the earliest cases I'm aware of a fourth wall breaking creepypasta style backstory for a game. And this is pre-internet, so it's not like you could just look this up. Now this and some of the lore that came after this more recently, when the game was kind of rediscovered by YouTubers and streamers and stuff like that. It got a bit of a cult following after that. Before that, my page about this game was one of the few sources that even mentioned this game directly on the internet that I could find. So, first off, I know you won't believe my story. That's alright. You don't have to believe it. I know it happened, and that's good enough for me. Besides, Helios is fun whether or not you believe how it came to be. I'm not the sort of person who likes UFO stories, and I just used to scoff at them all. Whitley Strieber, now there's a nutcase, I'd think to myself. I used to watch Project Blue Book when I was a kid, but that's just TV. I watched Star Trek too, but on May 5th, 1993, UFOs were the furthest thing from my mind. But of course, when you're least expecting it, wham, your life gets turned upside down. By the way, I did not choose the color scheme for this, the white text on terminal green background. This is just part of the legitimate, authentic 90s aesthetic, like early 90s DOS pre-Windows like interface we're going on here. This game is operated entirely by keyboard and was booted to directly out of your text-based DOS operating system. But anyway, I used to get to bed around 3 in the morning. That night was a little stormy, unusual for Florida in May, especially 93. A bit of lightning kicking off now and then, and the steady hiss of the rain gurgle of the gutters, occasional car going past slinging yellowed headlight beams through my bedroom window. I had just closed my eyes when a low, dull hum started up, very faint, far away. We live near a small airport, so the throaty growl of a private plane is something we're used to, and rarely take notice of. Even the eerie drone of the blimps, also moored nearby, is common enough not to warrant a look. But this was unusual. Private planes, as a rule of thumb, don't fly during storms, or at 3 in the morning. The blimps are certainly well tied down against the gusty wind. So what was this noise, this hum, that was glowing louder? Police helicopter, maybe? They always seem to conduct late-night reconnaissance missions in my neighborhood just when I'm dropping off to sleep. Mayor's dog probably gotten loose again. This light flickering in my window seemed to confirm this. A strong searchlight beam, apparently taking inventory of my front yard. Nothing here, fellas. No dogs, no escaped convicts. It was at this point that fear struck me. The light, I just realized, was green. The most brilliant green I had ever seen. No headlight was ever that color. No searchlight would ever be green. And so steady. The hum, having gradually gotten louder over the past minute, seemed constant in volume now. But the tone was changing. Instead of its initial droning pitch, it seemed to be modulating, varying in pitch slightly. There I was, standing near my window, bathed in bright green light, listening to an otherworldly hum, coming apparently from right overhead. What would you do? I'll tell you what I did. I ran like a man possessed, nearly killing myself, tripping over a stack of phone books in my mad rush to get over to the other side of the house, to the door, outside to safety. Not only am I going to be trapped in this house with who knows what weirdness, be it spacemen, the CIA, or maybe the Illuminati. I flung open the door, and outside, where the garbage can should have been, was a bright green shaft of greenish light. I said green twice, and that's not in the text, excuse me. I haven't read this in a year, and I haven't really memorized the story. But I know the story has fascinated me. I never believed this story, right? But the idea of it in connection to the game, what we're about to see, always fascinated me. Let me take a swig of water. Standing in the green light, swathed in mist, was a perfect copy of myself with its hand outstretched as if to open the door to get out. And the movies, the hero would now do a Groucho Marx routine and see if the image moved the same way he did. And then he would make friends, learn a new alien language, draw up a treaty, all that stuff. Instead, I fainted and fell flat on my face into the weeds. My last thought was, there go the movie rights. I don't know how long I was out. Whoever does. But it was dark when I woke up. No green light, no mirror image, no burbling hum. The door was still open. The garbage cans were back where they belonged. The rain had lessened to a light drizzle. The full moon was peeking through the thinning clouds. Let me make sure. Alright, I got paranoid that I did turn my mic back on. But then I remember I never turned it off to begin with when I went to switch scenes here. The full moon was peeking through the thinning clouds. I stumbled around the soggy yard in a daze. I had a vague suspicion that there would be some sort of alien thing waiting for me in the house, so I didn't really want to go back inside. But the eventual realization that I was wandering around in my front yard in the wee hours of the morning under a full moon, with only my skivvies on, made a certain impression on me. So rather than make a big scene waking the neighbors, trying to sound less like a deranged lunatic, which I probably was, and more like a damn frightened victim of UFO harassment in his skivvies, I peered into all the windows looking for suspicious green glows. I didn't see anything strange inside, so I crept back to the door and made my way in, slowly, listening carefully. I fired up all the lights at once, with the light control system. Nothing amiss. Checked the closets, no alien ambassadors. Looked in the shower, no mutants. Open all the kitchen cabinets, no extraterrestrial slime molds, no super space roaches, nothing. Everywhere I looked, zip. I was beginning to relax. Check the computer room, turn on the computers, made sure all the drives are okay. Perfect. The data, my latest projects, were safe. Much more relaxed now. Delayed stress syndrome kicked in, and I got a sudden, incredible case of the shakes. My heart started to pound. My knees got all weak, and I sank into the chair. And instantly, right out of it, I leapt, like an 800-volt cat. I always leave my chair tucked in under the desk, but it had been in the middle of the room when I came in. I grabbed the nearest blunt object, my VCR remote, and scanned the room intently. I love all these little touches, like mentioning the VCR remote, the phone books. These are things that if you're like a modern creepypasta or something like trying to deliberately impersonate the 80s or 90s would put in for flavor's sake. But here, this actually was created in 93, so it's they're just being earnest here, right? I picked up the nearest blunt object, my VCR remote, and scanned the room intently. I don't know what I planned to do with the remote, but there it was. And whatever happened to me, I wanted to die with a weapon in my hand. I kicked the chair away and whirled into a corner. I stood still for many moments, listening, looking. But nothing moved. Nothing happened. The bright eye of my computer monitor patiently glared at me. The bright eye of my computer monitor patiently glared at me. Knowing what I know about this game, that's a very interesting touch in this story that I did not take note of before. Potential minor spoilers. Oh, Hamid, sorry, in this setup, I temporarily do have my the game superimposed over my broadcast software, which is not going to be how I'm playing the actual game. I actually have a special setup just for this one part, because this one part will only display in widescreen. Hamid, I don't know how long ago you responded, but hi, and thanks for showing up. Happy Halloween. So it's something from a Terry A. Davis diary. Okay, we'll keep going. Well, this is from the diary of Sean M. Puckett, I believe. I believe I mentioned the creator by name in the... yes, Sean M. Puckett. Okay, now let's keep going. I rarely wandered over to the cabinets, and hooking my foot under the door, opened each one. Junk, just as I had left it. The shelves of the books appeared to be undisturbed. My desk drawers I opened with a back scratcher at 3 paces. A mishmash of printouts and faxes. Nothing. Looked under the desk. Dust bunnies. Hell, I felt like an idiot. All this paranoia because I left my chair out for once in my life. I sank so heavily into it and wheeled up to the computer keyboard. And the cracks between the keys were traces of green fluid. On the disk drive handle, more. The disk drive handle. Now that's a throwback. I bolted to my feet once more and searched the whole house again with a flashlight, this time checking each and every cranny. Nothing. Nowhere. Just traces of green slime on the keyboard and the disk drive. Now, I would like to think if I was in this situation, I'd try to get a plastic baggie and try to, without directly touching it, get a little sample of that inside some kind of airtight jar to preserve, I don't know for what purpose, because I probably wouldn't want to necessarily bring this into the lab. I don't know what touching it would do. Would it turn you into an alien or something like that? I don't know. But so this UFO roared into the house at 3 in the morning in the middle of a thunderstorm. Scares me till I faint. The only evidence I have of it is some rapidly evaporating green glop on my computer. And what is this? A new directory on the hard drive? A collection of files in it? Right, sure. Aliens brought me some files. Probably interstellar shareware, right? I copied the files on a disk, deleted them from my hard drive, and did a complete system check. Virus check. Disk integrity check. Everything. Nothing was wrong. I go over to the testing machine and punch up the files on the disk. No read.me. Why am I not surprised? But there is a bunch of source files and one exe file. I don't mind running strange things on the test machine. That's what it's for. So I fire it up. What I got then is very similar to what you have now before you in Helios. An incredibly strange, incredibly surreal game. No scoring, no words, just weird symbols. I showed it to some friends and tell them where I got it. They quite disbelieve my story. But they do like the game. And have never seen it or anything like it before. Someone suggests I load it up to a board, so I decide to do so, but not before I tack on the title screen in some good old-fashioned American entrepreneurial spirit. I divide the game into 2 segments, and what you have now is what you now have, and now you have the first half. You could order the second half directly from me. The address is in the order form, and that's how you get your copy of Helios. I made up the name and the title screen. It's a Van Gogh, of course, and seemed appropriate. Helios, trademark and copyright, Sham M. Puckett, all rights reserved. You're gonna get sued by some aliens over this, I'm telling you. Now, the date, there's some uncertainty as to the okay, I'm just checking the chat here since I had this on full screen over the chat. Hamid, celebrating Animal Crossing New Horizons, celebrating Halloween on here, enjoying your whatever DOS-based novel you're reading. No, it's funny. This is just the backstory, and I actually did receive this game on a copied floppy disk back in the 90s. So this is possibly the earliest fourth wall-breaking creepypasta type story associated with this game. This and some ancillary lore surrounding it. Once the search for its creator and the meaning of the game, once it was rediscovered. In 2015 or 16 is now all part of the creepypasta wiki. But I actually read this text file back when. Now there's some uncertainty as to. Wait a second. This is very fascinating. I could use my scroll wheel. I guess my scroll wheel is just simulating the arrow keys, because this game has no native mouse compatibility. I'm emulating this with DOSBox. There's uncertainty as to the origins of the game because this lore dates the story to taking place in 93, but the trademark and copyright is 96. So let's get into the game itself. So we're going to... Alright. Doggone. So we're going to go back to... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Perfect. So right now, I'm actually going to use... I don't want to pull it out right now, but I have a dual monitor setup going on right now On my left monitor is my broadcast software. On my right monitor is is what I was playing Mario Party Superstars on before. For the first time, I have a dual monitor setup for. Well, I always had a dual monitor setup, but dual monitors on the same machine. My right monitor is using the native aspect ratio of this game as I played it back then. This did support wider monitors if you had one. I wouldn't have had one at the time. So let's actually let's go O for the order. Actually no, we have to go back to the story. No, it's not really set up for, but it mentions some of the other games this guy has for sale. I'll scroll through this briefly just to give a sense of what it was like. So basically, there's that whole meme of "don't copy that floppy." That was specifically for like mainstream commercial games. There were also shareware games, and most DOS games, I believe, were shareware. And it encouraged you to copy the floppy disk, and in the game would be an order form, and you'd print it out, and the order form with the products you want and what versions you're going to be playing it on, and you'd mail it in snail mail with a check or money order to the programmer of the game, and they would send you either the sequel to the game or a full version of the game, along with some hints and some bonus games and probably more shareware to encourage you to pay for the full version of it. And that's how a lot of smaller developers, this was basically the original version of like going on Steam and finding some obscure indie games to play. So we'll go back to how this we're set up for. There we go. So we'll get into the game itself and what you see when you play it. Now, excuse me, we're not doing that yet. Excuse me, we're not doing that yet. Please go back to, there we go. Now, there are several builds of this game. I don't know if, maybe, I don't remember if, like, my build the build of this game I had on my IBM Value Point, on my DOS machine that I had in the 90s, might have been an older build, because my build, oh, you know what? I have a few different copies of Helios, and because there are different versions running around online. Now, in this version, moving this around, wiggling the arrow keys around, it makes the tentacle thing sort of wiggle. There's some where the arrow key sort of doesn't move at all. Now, I'm gonna have to turn down the sound a bit. For me, it's very, very loud. Let's see. Now, I'll have to get a feel for the lag. So imagine you're in the world of this game where you've had an encounter with alien visitors, you see a clone of yourself, there's green slime on your computer, a mysterious program left by, and you see this. And if you look up Vinesauce Helios, you can see him discovering this game out of context, not knowing the backstory for this while he's streaming. And he's like, what is this? He could not figure out what this is. Now I'm using the arrow keys. I can move this pointer around of these blue orbs. Now, can you hear? I hope everyone in chat could hear the sound effects. When I click the Z button, it's not, you'll see how the game is, because the backstory doesn't explain what the game is like, really. So I can move these arrows around, I can move these symbols. I have a clock-like interface with these different glyphs. And so if I press enter, we'll go with the red orb that's in the 12 o'clock position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are nine of these orbs. When you press enter, now we're in the game itself. I'm playing as this blue ball. Now, if you could hear these clicking sounds, I hope you could hear. Now, this was a game that just used the sort of PC speaker. I'm going to turn the device. Wait, is there? You know what? I'm going to. If I unplug. Can you hear? Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I just unplugged this. Can you hear? You could probably now actually hear the beeping in, like, live out of the, I'm gonna have to turn down the audio a bit. Yeah, now that I've unplugged the audio from my computer, I'm just gonna... Like, having the audio just pick up over the microphone is probably as legitimate of an experience as you can get. I hope the clicking from my keyboard isn't too loud. Now, I originally played this with an IBM Model M, which among, like, classic computer enthusiasts, I did not realize this at the time, is a very desirable keyboard, to the point where there's a company, I think they're called Unicomp, that makes... so you have this game, or this program. To us, it seems like a game. We don't know what going in the lore of this game, we don't know what the creators of this intended. Now, we're in zero gravity. The ball has momentum. Yeah, I had an IBM PS2 value point, which is kind of the budget version of the IBM PS2 line. PS2 meaning Personal System 2, not referring to the Sony PlayStation 2. Now, pressing Z breaks the ball. Now, if I tap it, I'm expending air to move this ball, balloon, spaceship, computer virus, whatever this thing is. And so I could break it, but you want to use very gentle movements to navigate the ball around. Yeah, PS/2. Like, yeah, Hamid knows what's going on. Now, if you play this like you're playing Pac-Man or Super Mario Brothers or Commander Keen, you're going to run out of... Now, I'll show off. I'll deliberately waste air. As you see, as you spend more air, and the air is what you use to navigate the ball around, the ball gets smaller and smaller until eventually it runs out of air and you die. In which case you go back to the screen. Now, each of these orbs is a different I might have to play around later on with the settings to get the... Well, actually, in the game... Now, this air pump... And now, I wish, for the sake of the idea this is supposed to come from aliens, it's maybe a tad unfortunate. For gameplay purposes, I understand why. But they use what's very easily identifiable as an air pump as a means to refill the ball with air. Because they had to use something that was identifiable. So that now the ball, it has some tension lines on it. If it fills up much more, it's going to burst. Now, there are some passages that you have to deliberately expend a certain amount of air in order to safely pass through. So it's a balance of not using so much air that that you can't pass through the narrow corridors. You'll eventually discover hostile objects, what are intended to be, I suppose, missiles, spikes, other hazards that damage the ball. And there are also barriers that the ball cannot pass through. So this is the simplest and easiest board, or maze. So this is kind of a maze game. I wouldn't really call it a puzzle game. There are no checkpoints in this. I could use this version of DOSBox to cheat. I mean, this is a brutally difficult game. So, as you see, there are these blue gems that we're collecting. And when we collect them all, you'll see what happens next. I know the glyph... Well, I spoiled a tiny bit there. So I know what this is leading into. So we're just going to... Now, I'm just going to be... You have to learn to be patient. Let the ball do its thing. It has... If I'm impatient and I'm trying to speedrun this game... You know, I don't think there's any speedrun scene for this game. In fact, I don't even know if there's video. The video of what happens when you complete this game does exist. I believe this... I haven't quite gotten the stage memorized. Now, I'm going to adjust my microphone a bit. I want to move my... I normally don't play this game... play using the keyboard. So I have to experiment a bit with the ideal keyboard placement. Is there a... Now here, I'm going to have to use a little air to get... Oh, no, I don't. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. See, I'm being a little hammer-handed and encouraging the... Okay, here we go. So there's a spot in that enclosed area. I'm going to have to warp to access that later on before I complete the stage. But there's this area down here we want to get to. Now, this is a very easy stage that, Actually, I can just move. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mic in real time. So, oh, okay, there we go. Alright, just making sure I'm not pressing any buttons I'm not intending to press. Because I've tested to make sure DOSBox works with my broadcast software and everything. Oh, this is... Oh, I can't wait to be playing my... I mean, I have a reputation as, like, a Nintendo guy, right? From, like, when I was more active on YouTube. But a lot of my early gaming memories were on DOS PC and on Sega through the Game Gear. And alongside maybe the 8-bit version of Sonic the Hedgehog, this is one of the these DOS games, or some of the games I did especially want to give some attention on Twitch. But yeah, now I could play Commander Keen, and I mean, I only played the first 3 games in the Commander Keen sort of legacy, so it's going to be exciting to experience some of the... I only played the original trilogy, the Attack of the Vorticons trilogy. I didn't play any of the other games since then. I think I think there was a second... Well, there's 1, 2, 3. There was like a 4 that's considered quasi-apocryphal, I think. And then there was like 2 more, and then there was a Game Boy Color game, and there was that awful, I mean, it never came out. There was the attempt to reboot Commander Keen at E3 2019 that they revealed at Bethesda's E3 presentation, where they're going to make it a mobile game, and it wasn't even going to be a platformer, which was a ridiculous shame, because the whole thing about Commander Keen was that it really revolutionized side-scrolling platforming action games on the home PC at a time when a lot of action games and platformers on PC were single-screen games where the game advanced one screen at a time. Stuff like Super Mario Brothers Special on the I think it was the PC-88 or some whatever weird Hudson Japan only PC system was available back then. Actually, I'm going to only since coming back in to streaming and doing video content in September, did I start working with using multiple monitors with the same PC. So if I inflate myself and if I ever inflate and explode the ball, I have to do the whole stage over again. The no continues, no checkpoints. So I've collected all the blue symbols, those blue gems. So now we have a flag there, and if we touch it after collecting all the gems, I missed one. Something was supposed to happen when I touched that flag if I had all the blue gems. There's one somewhere in the stage that we missed. And going with the theme that this is supposed to be something that's genuinely, completely alien, a flag there is kind of unfortunate. They could have had some kind of object you touch that's maybe a bit more abstract. Because the idea is this is literally supposed to be a piece of software of unknown purpose left on this person's computer by aliens. But somewhere in this stage is a blue... Oh, there we go. Right in plain sight. I just overlooked it. Okay, let's go up. Now, for those watching, this is I'm playing what could be considered possibly the earliest ever game with a fourth wall-breaking creepypasta backstory. This came out in '93. Well, its origins are a bit unknown, but all I know is it came out in the '90s, which is when I originally received it via floppy disk that I, trading games with other kids at the computer club in school over the summer break one year. And this game was supposedly, this mysterious piece of cryptic software was, according to the lore, left by aliens on the computer of the person who released it to the public. And you could actually read about this if you want to look at the storyline for yourself on the Creepypasta wiki. Look up Helious Creepypasta. Now, but unlike a lot of modern creepypastas, this isn't something that was like an old game and then someone made the creepypasta after the fact. This creepypasta was actually distributed as a text document with this game when it was being traded on floppy disks on early internet message boards back in the 90s. So now that we have all of the symbols, we now have this Z-like symbol, or Z. Or, well, it's not a Z or a Z. It looks to us humans like that, perhaps. But now, if you're trying to get a sense of what I'm doing here, by the way, this game is very esoteric. I'm just, excuse me, I am not. I gotta to move. There we go. I'm just going to paste into chat there my own webpage about the game, which I made in 2009, I think. Alright. Now, for a long time, my own personal webpage about this game was some of the only discussion to exist online about this. So we have that Z symbol there. Now, if you're not familiar with this, I'm basically controlling it in this ball in a zero gravity style environment. I release the air in different directions. The slightest touch sends the ball flying, bouncing off objects. It has momentum. It very good physics in this game. It very gradually increases. Now, Vinesauce actually discovered this game at random on a stream, not knowing its backstory, and he complained about the controls being bad. He didn't really understand that this was like a physics-based game. Now, we could either deliberately overinflate the ball to explode it, we could expend all the air to explode it, or we could hit escape at any time to go back through the I guess what we humans might call a level select screen. And with this sort of pointer, this tentacle-like thing, I could move between these different orbs, and I could switch between the symbols with the Z button. And so the symbol we got for that first stage is this Z. And so each stage here is going to have a different symbol associated with it. And once you enter in all of these symbols in the correct order, that completes the game, or completes the purpose of this cryptic software whose purpose we don't know. Are we controlling like a virus inside some creature's body somewhere? Is this a representation of a computer program? Is this a spaceship? We don't know. But we so if I knew all these symbols, if you know all the symbols, you can just enter this in and complete the game that way. But so if you were to complete, say, half the stages, if you completed maybe like 60 or 70%, you can guess the last few symbols and beat the game that way. But I think I completed at least the first two stages, and I genuinely forgot what the second stage symbol is. I do have it saved somewhere. I think I never beat more than the first 3 levels, even though with some of these levels, simply getting to the flag is a challenge in and of itself. And so in 2015, there was a YouTube creator who actually covered this game, unbeknownst to me. So I started getting messages, people contacted me over this game because they were looking for any information they could find over this game, its mysterious backstory, the creator of the game, contact having been lost with him, and all the addresses and credits for this game pointing to obsolete companies and addresses. And so people were contacting me, asking me questions about it, and I only knew what I know from playing this game, because for a long time my webpage was some of the only discussion on the internet about this site, about this game. So there was a bit of a resurgence of interest in it due to its emergence as into a sort of creepypasta online lore. And I know even before that was the case, just the idea of this backstory made what would have been just an interesting puzzle game in and of itself, turned that into something really memorable that did stick with me for many, many years. I have spoiled myself on the results of completing the game, which I was really reluctant to do, but I'm like, this game is hard as heck. I'm never going to do it. I might as well go ahead and spoil it for myself. Because, this is one of those things where like I would be wondering for the rest of my life, what happens when you solve this game, or this consciousness simulation, this survey program, this I don't know if this is some Last Starfighter type thing where whoever completes it gets abducted by aliens because they've proven themselves to be capable of, I don't know, becoming the host body to some ethereal alien parasitic emperor. I don't know what this game is ultimately about, but the mystery surrounding it has had a lot of people discussing about it to the point where people have actually, there's a sequel to this game which was actually lost for a long time, because to access the sequel to this game you had to send a check or money order in the mail to a now obsolete address. Eventually the creator of the game was contacted and the game did resurface online. And no one's been able to beat the sequel to this game. And it's got to the point where people have like gone through the programming of this game, and the results have been inconclusive. I'm not just playing this part up. This is genuine. People have gone through this game trying to unlock the ending because the game is so hard that no one's been able to beat it legitimately. And there's question as to whether or not the sequel to this game has a true ending, because the solution to this game results in something cryptic happening, which is designed to make you curious as to what happens with the second part of this game. Because in the lore, what we're playing here is only the first part, and you're supposed to pay the person who had the close encounter with alien visitors to access the second half of it. No, okay. Let's 47. Okay, I want to. We'll put the brakes on this ball. Where's my timer? I not like not having my timer near me. I don't know where I did with it. I normally have the timer with me at all times. All right, I'll just have to. I usually use a dumb kitchen timer for this, but times are tough, so I'm actually going to use. I'm actually going to use 47. No, I'll just use the timer on the computer that I forgot I had for some reason. Well, normally it appears on screen, but yeah, play for another 15 minutes, and then I'll take my midstream break. Play for a while longer. Yeah, this is a game now that I really did jump through hoops because I wanted to play for last year. More so than I even normally would. Of course, I dropped my phone. Okay, it's secure on the desk, so I have to pay attention to remember which way I've been heading. Now I'm low on air here. Actually, I'm gonna. Yeah, I have been hydrating, so there are certain consequences to that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my break screen for a minute. Oh, I don't need the. There we go. So I will be. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna make the timer. So I will be right back. Just taking a leak real quick. It won't be long. Okay, I am back. And since I'm back, and since I went and did my bathroom break now, how about I set up for another... Yeah, let's play for another 20 minutes. Now that that's not a concern, and we'll get back to. Oh, okay. I forgot what I was doing there. I did not intend to. I need to put. Can I? All right. I just realized I did not have my chat. Yeah, I guess I forgot to put, not that I get many alerts anyway, but now if any alerts happen, they'll actually, I'm just testing an alert here, and see if it pops up. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, when I sat back down at my streaming setup, I went straight for a controller, and I'm like, wait, I'm not using a controller, I'm actually using a keyboard. Alright. So, should I... You know what? I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go back up to... I remember... I do have in my memory from back in the day, this corridor here is what's used. This is like the main sort of passage, I believe, through this most of the stage. I'm going to go back to the beginning, I believe. Okay, wasn't sure if I was going to break in time. Yeah, this stage is the one that introduces stationary hazards. Anything that looks sharp or like it would be a danger to a balloon is something that okay. Okay, there we go. We're full. I mean, there's some passages I might not even be able to. I'm gonna go for. Let's go about the maze in clockwise fashion from as far as what we're able to. And this is gonna be a kind of a slower sort of game. I mean, I really am sort of navigating this like I'm like playing Operation, a very slower way to go about this, a very precision-oriented way to go about this. Yeah, I'm really interested. I don't think... Yeah, like, sometimes, like, if I stream this under Helios, I seriously doubt this game has a category on Twitch, but if it did, yeah, if someone wanted to find it, they could find it easily. But who is looking for Helios? The odds of someone looking for Helios and it actually being live are so slim that it's like, I might as well put this on retro and maybe have it so that if someone coincidentally... Yeah, I forgot. I honestly, I thought on my Stream Deck, I'll show this off real quick. That's a cool thing about this game. It's really slow paced. I can just pull up stuff whenever. But yeah, let's video capture device, add source, console cam 1, which this used to be my face cam. Okay, so you can see here the keyboard I'm using to play on, a custom mechanical keyboard from WASD, but on my Stream Deck I made, I don't know if you can see it, and it's from this stage too. It doesn't want to focus. Yeah, it doesn't quite want to focus. You can kind of see what's going on. I mean, I made a Helios button using a screenshot from this stage, but I thought that I would switch over to my DOS setup, but instead it just drops the info about the game, which drop that in there again. I'm glad I forgot I made that, but I'm glad I did. It makes it very easy to just dump that every once. You know what? I forgot. I manually went to my webpage, my website, and copied the info over. Or copied the link over. I forgot I actually had it in my. All right, so we got that section. That section you have to warp into. Alright, so we're going to break and tap over to here, break, and I mean, this game could get really, there are games that are more action-oriented. Eventually you'll run into enemies, I guess, like actual like things that I guess are supposed to be rockets or missiles, and little eyeballs that shoot things at you. But for now, it's really more just go at your own pace. These early levels, at least these first two, are like, hey, go at your own pace, discover, and get used to manipulating the balloon, or whatever this is supposed to be. I mean, the game's called Helios. There's air pumps. So we're going to guess, I'll call this the balloon, or the ball. There we go. And I usually don't do this, but I guess maybe for simplicity's sake, because of the way I'm capturing this window, I'm just capturing the sound directly off of the speaker of my computer, which I guess is, I'm just capturing that directly off my mic, which I guess is fine because when I was actually playing this on my IBM PS2 Value Point PC back in the 90s, it would just use the PC speaker. I only had a PC speaker on there. I didn't have a sound blaster or anything fancy like that. I just had the little Bell speaker that came, I think it was like bolted onto the motherboard. And the little chirpy, beepy sound effects that come off of it. And there's one level that has a certain sound effect that sounds a lot like a cricket chirping. And when I'd play that stage, in certain times of the year when the crickets were in season, and all over the house making noise, when you got the male ones in there, they're trying to get a girlfriend. When I'd play this stage, I can make the crickets chirp on command. Now, okay, that section, that whole long passage is down to the team flag is in the lower right. Okay. So let's see what else is up here. Is there anything up here? There's a blue gem. Okay, so we're gonna have to warp into that final section. So when we get into that section, I almost pointed as though you're standing over my shoulder looking at me, but you're not. So we get in that section there. Okay, so we get into that section there. We're gonna have to warp. So when there are no more blue gems that are out in the open, we know we're gonna have to warp there. We already found the warp to that one section that's all closed off by those spikes. So if we find another, that's probably the only other warp in this stage. So this stage, design-wise, is pretty much made to just for the sake of introducing us to hazards and to the idea of warping. Excuse me, there are at least, I guess, two other... No, unless that's the warp in the center there that's actually also going to take us to the end of... So we're going to have to inflate here, but not too much. I mean, you never want to inflate too much, but that channel on the left, I believe I'm going to have to expend some air to get through there. Now it's going to be interesting because I have not played Commander Keen. Well, I mean, I played it a little bit in the mid-2000s. I haven't played it on my actual, like, period accurate, IBM PS2 Value Point since 2001 at the absolute latest. Maybe 2002, I doubt it. Because I think I finally put that thing away and never ended up plugging it in again until 2001 or 2. And I think I still have it somewhere, but it's been in a dusty garage for many years. I still have it in storage. I have not plugged it in, and closing in on 20 years. Yeah, no, if I haven't plugged it, if I last unplugged it in 2001 or 2, then I legitimately have not plugged that computer in 20 years. So that's a little concerning. So I'm not sure if the power source on it is safe. If I'm gonna plug it in, starts smelling smoke or something crazy like that. There are a couple of programs on that computer, a couple of shareware games. As far as I'm aware, I've not been able to find elsewhere online. That's the only real concern I have in terms of ever plugging that computer in again. And also, that computer has a very weird version of GEOS on it, the operating system GEOS, and called New Deal School Suite. Okay, that's the warp to this area. And as far as I'm aware... Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there isn't any other... just wanna... There we go. Just move that over here. It's so weird going between the two monitors I'm using right now because one monitor is... they're both modern widescreen HDMI monitors. But one is set up at like a modern resolution. The other is set up at like a 4:3 resolution. I could set DOSBox, this build of DOSBox, which is DOSBox X, to run at you know, for the native resolution, but it became like postage stamp sized when I viewed it like at the native resolution of this monitor and the native resolution of Windows 10. So when I went back and, you know what? So when I went, wait, am I gonna have to? So when I went to try to find out how the best way to capture this in my broadcast software, what ended up happening is, yeah, I have my broadcast software on my left monitor and this on my right monitor. That's good so far, right? But then when I looked at how the game looked on the when I checked out how the game looked, well, I could blow it up to full screen on my my right monitor that I'm playing on, but it would cause it to not appear, not to display correctly within my streaming setup on my broadcast software and on the actual end result of the stream that people are watching. So so how do I get in there? I have to get in that area. I already came down here, I thought. Yeah, because down... Oh, alright. Oh, you know what? For some reason, I assumed that I couldn't get in here. Oh, and by the way, I do have to play it very carefully right now. I'm very low on air. And yeah, I do have to expend a lot of air to get into that channel anyway. For some reason, I thought this was going to be an enclosed space, and that I'd need to find a warp to access here. But no, I have to come in here. This warp goes to that enclosed area. This warp goes to the enclosed area. Now, there's going to be a air pump in that area. So, let's go fill up on air. Get those, and only 3 more blue gems, I believe. Okay, so we collect. There we go. Yeah, I've had ideas for years to commission artists to do sort of fan art based on this game, or to maybe come up with some lore to add on to the what we know about it. Okay. All right, we've gotten 2 symbols. I believe this is as far as I've ever gotten. So actually what I want to do... Okay. Alright. So I could take a screenshot here. Can't... No. Okay. We want to... No. Gonna hold. Take screenshot? Yeah, I'm not sure where that's saved to, but we'll figure that out later. Alright, so right now what we've got the Z looking thing and the box. And what I'll do, you know what I'll do to make it, I'll make all the others the Z symbol, so that when I look at the screenshot, I'll know if something's a Z symbol, I'll know it's other than the 2 stages I know. I mean, other than the 1 stage at the top that actually is that Z. I do have to scroll through all of them, all these symbols. Yeah, this is going to be a good game to come back to for from time to time, and I definitely so catch. No. I have to hold the mouse button to take screenshot. There we go. So this is our scorecard so far. We've got like 1, 2. Now let's do a little math real quick. Hold on. So let's see what. No. Okay. I have to pick up. Okay. What percent is... I just want to just get a percentage real quick, and all right, so we've completed 2 out of the 9 stages, which means we are... Okay, so we completed 2 out of the 9 stages, which means we are officially 22 point something % of the way through the game, so we're almost a quarter of the way through already. So we will go on. Let's start with this next board, this yellow orb. Okay, there we go. Now this is the point where now this is, yeah, there's a lot of moving stuff going on. The game's lagging a lot. Now this is going to make this very hard. Now let's, for a comparison's sake, because there are lots of warps. I think there are missiles and stuff going on. So let's go back to the main menu. Let's go back to level 1 and compare how that... Oh yeah, this is much less going on, much smoother. Experience, like I might have to mess with these settings a little bit to be able to... Yeah, there's tearing, but I could like play the game. But when I go to... Oh, I didn't mean to go straight back into the... Yeah, let's go back into here. Let's mess with some emulation settings for a little bit. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like that picture of the dog with the... You know what I think is doing it? If you look in the upper right, you see a bunch of small... Upper left rather. You see a bunch of little tiny objects floating around. I think those are what's causing all this trouble. So let's see. Let's CPU... Whoa. Let's try... Let's try it. 386 with... Okay, that's... I'm just trying random options here. Let's see. Emulate CPU speed. Okay. Oh, that's better. I just clicked a button to basically emulate a more powerful computer. Oh, that's much better. Like this like stuff like that. Like this build of DOSBox makes tweaking things like that much easier. I'm using DOSBox X, and frankly, I'm gonna be honest. I do have a history with DOS gaming, but when it comes to playing, when it comes to going back to DOS now, I cannot whiz through the command line interface like I could back in the 90s. All that information's left me. I've had to try to rememorize things. And vanilla DOSBox, it is straight up like using a genuine DOS computer where you have to change which drive you're going on manually and stuff like that. Here, you can, if you want to, just go and open a program with a menu as though you were using like any other emulator. So much simpler here. So now that we solved that, I think... And I only have a minute left on my timer here, where I was going to take my midstream break. Maybe play for a while longer. Why don't... This is a good chance for me to consider... Oh my goodness. I just dropped my microphone. I don't know how loud that was on y'all's end. Yes, I said y'all's. Not putting... okay, there we go. I'm just trying to figure out how to... Can I... There we go. No. Alright. Because I'm kind of... yeah, I have this... I'm in this sticky situation where I have to put the microphone on top of the keyboard of my laptop that I'm streaming off of, but I basically don't touch the laptop itself. It's basically just I'm using my laptop as a desktop because the laptop is what I had space for on with my setup. So why don't I'm gonna go ahead and set this spinning, give it some interesting time to go, and I will mute them. So we'll go over. I'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll stream for at least another hour and a half, if not 2 hours. We'll see how far we can get with Helios, because this is the first time I've been able to. Oh, we've drifted into a hazardous place where there are mines on the corner there. Why don't I? Yeah. Why don't we go into a less hazardous stage 1? Because I think if what I'm trying to do works like I intended, then what'll happen is. Wait a second. Is the sound messed up now? Oh, now the sound's messed up. Alright, so let's do a little more troubleshooting here before we want overscan PC98 options, sound. We want normal core, dynamic CPU type, 386 with prep tech. Let's see if that sounds. We'll exit. Alright, that sounds a little buggy. Let's see. Yeah, you just have to. I didn't realize this was going to be a thing, because this is the first time this is like a world better than when I tried to do DOS, when I tried to do this game last year. But then, high intensity blending text, I'm going to clear the screen, overscan. Text mode. Okay, that's video stuff. CPU type. Hey, McBreezy, how you doing? Yeah, yo, you know what I'm in here doing? I'm playing DOS. I'm playing Helios for DOS. I played this last. Yeah, it's been a while, but I've lurked when I had the chance. I was about to take a little break, but I've been playing this game I originally got traded to me on a floppy disk back in the 90s. And this is, as far as I believe, the first game. Well, actually, I have a button on my Stream Deck to just. Yeah, it has one of the first games with a fourth wall breaking sort of creepypasta style story attached to it. But this is pre-internet. This isn't something that started circulating nowadays. This is actually on the creepypasta wiki since it's been rediscovered in around 95. Before 2015 or so, when a YouTuber discovered it, and it sort of got added to the creepypasta sort of database. But before that, my own webpage, which is linked to there, was the only source that I had, one of the few sources actually discussing this game online. And finally, I'm able to stream this properly, because I tried streaming it last year. I had a very sort of rickety setup with using multiple computers and jury-rigging things to do things that weren't intended, so I could play the game and find a way to do it with the dual screen setup. Because I do like to have my broadcast software full screen on my other monitor. I have slightly upgraded my setup since the last time you were in chat, McReezy. You're still. Hey, I ran into McReezy. They were doing. We were both playing Paper Mario at the same time, and you've been playing You've been doing speedrun stuff at WarioWare Shake It. And the only reason I've been watching those is because I'm fresh on that game. I'd like to play it for the first time, not having played it before. So I do look forward to playing that in a without having seen any of it before. So that's the only, actually what I was doing earlier. I was jamming out to remixes of the theme for the original Wario Land on Game Boy. Yeah, the last time I saw you, so that shows how long ago it was the last time I noticed you streaming it. If you haven't been speedrunning Shake It for a while. Let's see. Let's I've got... No, the CPU. We want to emulate CPU speed. I don't know. Let's try this one. Let's see if it... Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 is... Yeah, that one... That's when I played... That's the only game in the series I've played aside from Wario Land 4 on Game Boy Advance. I went straight from the original one on the original Game Boy, which I was playing on my actual gray brick Game Boy. And I went straight from that to Wario Land 4, which I only played a small amount of, and I loved, but I ended up losing the cartridge, and then I ended up rediscovering the cartridge because it just fell in the back of my closet, and I just hadn't found it until I was moving out of the home where I grew up years and years later. No, I'm just trying to find a CPU type that... Let's try 486. Let's try that. No. It's not quite CPU core. 8086. Let's try. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Excuse me. All right. I accidentally. All right. I'm gonna have to quit. I think do I have to quit out of DOSBox here? Yeah, I'm gonna have to close out DOSBox and reopen it. If everyone on the Game Boy's Wario Land 2, if I could find, I'd like to, if I need to try, Wario Land 2, that's the one that they released a Game Boy version and a Game Boy Color version of, right? Because the silly thing to me is, because my nostalgia for Wario Land is playing the Game Boy games, not the Game Boy Color version, I'm going to have to try to hunt down the Game Boy version if such a thing exists. Same reason I prefer original Link's Awakening over the Color version. Okay, so we're just going to have to... Quick launch program. Alright. Am I going to have to... Helios.exe. No, I don't... Excuse me. I didn't ask your opinion, Windows 10. I'm trying to quick launch a program into DOSBox, not into... Oh, it's on the desktop. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now I'm gonna have to... This will be brief. I know exactly what I need to do. I just need to go... Stop trying to... Windows 10 keeps telling me, oh, what is this weird file? I don't know what to do with an exe file. You played the color version first? Yeah, whatever version you played first is the one you're going to be loyal to or have the nostalgic memories for. So for me, playing like Link's Awakening on a Game Boy is kind of like playing it's like watching a colorized movie almost. CPU. No, you need video. Fit to aspect ratio. There we go. That's more like it. And so if I hit enter. Wait. Can you? All right, okay, that's working. All that has to happen is when I go into this third stage here, if it behaves. Oh no, it's acting all choppy. That's the problem. This third stage has all these moving objects on it, and when I actually played this on my IBM back then, my IBM PS2 value point. You know, it just ran, and I didn't have to think much about it. Whereas here, I have to try to emulate the, I guess, what... Let's try CPU core. Let's try full core. No. CPU core. Dynamic core. No. But at least the sound is still right. Because I got it to play it at the proper speed. But then the... yeah, sorry anyone who's just walking into this. But what I'm playing here... I'm just trying... I'm playing basically what might be the first ever creepypasta game, which I actually played this back in the 90s when I got traded. I was traded this game on a floppy disk back in the 90s. And this is a game... I read the storyline. If you actually look on the creepypasta database, you could read the backstory for this game, which was included with a text file that was distributed with this game. So this is pre-internet creepypasta, where allegedly this program was left on a person's computer during a close encounter with alien visitors. And so the mysterious backstory and storyline for this game sort of fascinated me for more than 20 years, and I made a webpage about it. It was one of the only sources that actually discussed this game online until about 2015. A YouTuber with a bit of a following. Let's try 486. Is this gonna 486? All right. No, it's still choppy. Sorry. So we're doing some live troubleshooting on stage. Let's try experimental. Let's try that. So what this? Oh no, this is worse than ever. Okay, experimental is right because that did not. Pentium. Yeah, this is. Yeah, so I'm just experimenting with these different settings. If I realized it was going to do this, I would have done this off stream. But yeah, look at that. It's bouncing around. Okay. Text mode. No. CPU core, dynamic core, normal core. Alright, yeah, this is the stage that has more moving objects in it, so I guess it's... And I found a setting that... Wait, if I just... Wait a second. Emulate PCU speed. Is this going to fix it? Oh, that fixed it, I think. Hey, we're gold. We're gold. We got it to work. It's working as it should. There's some horizontal tearing stuff going on. Yeah, let's try slow it down a tiny bit. If there's a setting for VSync on. Hey, we've got it. We've got it. All right, we're good to go. We're good to go. So, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours already. So, I'm going to take my midstream break now. Let's go to... Yeah, let's go to... Alright, so I will be back in... Where's my time? It's on my other monitor because I'm using two monitors. Okay. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. And we'll be playing a couple more hours of Helios now that we're ready to go. Just gotta make the... Where's the timer? Oh, I made the... Doggone it, I made the timer. There we go. This should fix it. This should fix the timer. There we go. That's more like it. Now we want to open it. This. There we go. I forgot why I had the timer the way I did, and so it appeared. No, I did it. I messed it up again. There we go. So it appears properly on my layout. But now, set it in motion. Give y'all something to look at. There we go. Art credit incoming, and I will be back in 10 minutes. Hey, I'm back, and I'm ready to stream, to continue on with Helious for quite a while now that I've nailed these settings. So why don't I... Yeah, we'll play for a couple more hours, seemingly. What time is it now? It's 3, 4, yeah, 5:30? Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll get back to the game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a note of these settings in case they reset every time I exit DOSBox. I don't know if, or DOSBox X, I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. So for those who are unfamiliar, we are playing this game that I originally received, traded on a copied floppy disk back in the 90s, played on my old DOS PC. Well, not old at the time. For a while, I was one of the only people online to really talk about this game. I mentioned it on my website. I'll press the button that pops in the info there. I read the sort of story associated with it at the beginning. This is now, the story associated with this game is now included in the the Creepypasta Wiki. Now, I streamed this last year. Last year was my first Halloween streaming. This time I've got a much better solution for playing classic DOS games on a way that can be captured with my broadcast software. Now, for the first time when I'm streaming, maybe it's because I'm running DOSBox. Don't think DOSBox would be. Oh, it's not quite perfect, huh? All right, so we'll deal with this for now. This sounds good enough, better than a lot of the other solutions, a lot of the other settings we've found. Yeah, I'm actually doing this sort of guerrilla style, where I'm capturing the audio via my mic, which is kind of, and you can hear the keyboard that I'm using. I'm using a mechanical keyboard from WASD. I think there are MX Cherry Blues in here. I mainly got this keyboard with the intention of using it for writing, but now I'm finally using it for some actual gaming, which is kind of what these keyboards are mainly focused towards. But I just like having a good tactile feel when I'm writing, which is sort of my background and art form. But I finally got I look for, now that I do have DOS capability, I'm looking forward to playing, you know, the Commander Keen games and a lot of other stuff like that. So I went down there. My approach in general is to tackle these levels in a clockwise fashion so much as possible. Now I'm playing in a zero gravity environment. This game has really good physics. You have to take a gentle hand when controlling this balloon. You expend the air within your balloon to maneuver. So you're expending hit points just to move, pretty much. Now there are hazards and obstacles that will deflate the balloon faster. Now some passages like here, you have to deflate the balloon a certain amount for the ball to even fit through them. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Now, if you play this game, if you jam on the arrow keys like you're playing Pac-Man, you'll lose control of the ball, and you will waste a lot of air. Now, the fourth wall. Oh no! I ran right into those bomb things in the center. Now, the object of the game is to complete these mazes, and at the end you will receive a glyph, and you enter these glyphs into these different spheres, and once you completed them all, it completes the game and triggers the conclusion of the game, which I won't even call an ending. But it's very mysterious and cryptic, and has kept players fascinated since the 90s. I really don't think, actually, when a certain YouTuber covered this, a couple of major YouTubers covered this video, and frankly I think it got more support and recognition now than it ever did before, to the point where the backstory of this game is now part of the Creepypasta Wiki. But actually, let me go. I mean, I'm exploring down there, but I first want to come. Might as well do that other section first. I don't know. I'm interested in feedback as to if anyone thinks the capturing this. I know these mechanical switches on this keyboard are very loud. I've had some people in the past say that me using these, having the sound pick up, is part of the period authentic experience of playing this game, whereas I am concerned that this could be seen as just annoying and off-putting, so I'll have to listen to the final results. I know this sounds a little bit choppy. Fortunately, these aren't these games with minimal sound effects, so it's not going to sound too bad. For me, who's been playing this game since the Clinton administration and knows exactly how every little beep and boop is supposed to sound, this is really irritating. Alright. So there's always been a lot of mystery as to like the purpose of this game. Like, is this like some kind of alien survey program to test human intelligence, or are we possessing some kind of we perceive it as a game, but we don't know what this software is supposed to be, right? Within the lore of the universe. Now, there's some people. I mean, I guess this is true of creepypasta in general. There's some people, and the thing is, it's hard to tell if it's like an ARG thing where people are pretending that they believe it, and it's sort of a role-playing, fourth wall role-playing thing where everyone knows or is pretending, but no one it's a game, but no one says it's a game because that breaks the immersion. Or they are either that, or they are a number of people who genuinely do believe that this game was left on Sean M. Puckett's computer by aliens. And the context, yes, it is a creepypasta-style backstory, but if you look at how the file was presented originally and the sort of the context of it, I think it's very clear that this was just a story he made for this game, and not something that was ever intended to genuinely he was ever genuinely claiming that he encountered aliens. So I'm going to take that room of warps. I'm going to take that in a clockwise manner. I'm going to start from... I think I only ever beat the first two stages, I believe. I don't think I ever beat the third stage onward. And just in completing two stages, we're already nearly a quarter of the way through the game. But this game gets extremely difficult extremely quickly. Alright. So we know what that one does. To go through the warps, you basically... I guess you just have to... Man. I wonder, has anyone ever mapped this game out? That would be an interesting project, to map this game out. Huh. That would make for some interesting streams. If I could get out. Yeah, that would be something. If I actually got out, like where I have the title screen of the game up there, and in the lore of the game, the title screen is something that the person who was allegedly received this game during a close encounter with aliens. This is something that they supposedly received, like they had a close encounter where aliens invaded his home. When he woke up, this was on his computer, and he added that title screen, the digitized Van Gogh painting. I wonder, has anyone ever mapped out this game? That would make for some interesting streams. Yeah, I don't think there exists any maps of this game online. The ending has been leaked online, and I did spoil myself on the ending, if you could call it spoiling, and if you could call it an ending. All I'll say is it's something very cryptic that only increased the mystique about this game and its lore and the lore associated with it. So we're starting to go in circles a tiny bit there. So I believe as far as this section goes, we've cleared out everything. Yeah, I think this section here we've cleared out. So we can go back now. To use those warps, you basically just have to float over the ball until it registers. And that little corridor where there were 3 warps right over each other, it made it particularly tricky to get through them all. Now I wonder, like, should I use? Should I? You know what? I think I'm gonna play this for a certain amount of time, and if I don't get any further, I'm gonna start using the cheats that this version build of DOSBox has built into it. You know, the save states and such like. I'd like to initially tackle this game in the manner it would have had to have been approached in its original release. And then if we don't get anywhere, then we could maybe use other means to see how far we can get. But yeah, I'm interested. I don't think there exists any maps of this game. Because there gets to be a point. I don't think it's this stage. I think it's the one after this one, where simply getting to the team flag is like a feat in and of itself. Like, regardless, completely ignoring actually searching for the blue gems. Now this is, I think, where we started from. Let's fill up on air. Let's fill up. If we run out of, and you can do the stages in any order, and you don't have to do any of the stages. If you know the symbols, you can just enter them in and instantly win. Win. I don't know what counts as winning in this. But okay. So if we float, no. So if we float up, there we go. Perfect width to get through that passage. Yeah, I doubt I'll end up being able to complete the stage on this go. If I don't, I think I know what I want to do next. I think I know what I want to do next. This is a game, we'll be going, next Saturday when I stream next, I will be going back to Mario Party Superstars. I want to try, maybe giving another shot at, playing with viewers for the first time on my stream. Now that beeping right there, in cricket season, that would actually set the male crickets off to start chirping. But it's kind of funny because only the male crickets make that noise. So that means there was a male cricket, like, that was then like, oh, there's a rival male that's chirping to get a female. I should chirp too so I can get the female instead of them. So, it's not like, it's interesting. Oh, I don't know I'm not an entomologist. I don't know the full details of cricket chirping. So to our left, those 3 orbs there, we already went through there. We already checked those out. And those little red things, those are, I guess, mines. So those will damage the ball. And running into those will end our round there. Okay, so if we go down. Okay. Alright, there we go. Actually, this is risky. Because if I overfill on air, the ball will explode and end the game. But if you run out of air, the same thing will happen. So, you get too much or too little air will both end the game just the same. Now I have to waste a little air. I had a little too much air. Because I had to expend just enough air to be able to pass through that corridor. So here I'm just going to tap, break. There we go. Up. There we go. Now, this game was compatible with joysticks at the time. I'm interested to know what that would have been like to play this with a joystick. I mean, I could theoretically... I wonder. I just thought of something. I could mess around with my Xbox One gamepad and see if I can get that to work with DOSBox. But that's not something I'll be doing on stream. I think I've done enough tinkering off stream. And plus, I don't know, it just wouldn't feel right to me. Like, as I played this with a keyboard originally, I don't know how I would feel playing Commander Keen with a gamepad. Like, I'd want to use a keyboard. So we're going to go to this spot here. Alright. That was rather straightforward. It just took us let's try that again. Make sure I'm not going nuts. I think that just took us exactly like over to the other side of that one block I'm passing over right now. So we go down. And yeah, I just warped just like an inch away. So we're just going to let the ball float up. This is the slowest and safest way to move, so... Alright, fortunately that did not bounce us back. And break up. There's some... Okay. What is that? I forgot. There's... The yellow gem inflates you to full size. The green gem, I believe this gives you a weapon. I believe this gives you a yellow diamond superimposed over the center of the balloon. Okay. And what do I... Which button? Is it... Okay, control sends a little spark out. That's what control does. Alright. And, yeah, control... Alt is for braking. And spacebar is for the other weapon, which is a red ball. From what I understand, the yellow weapon... From what I remember, the yellow weapon seems to be intended more to use for offensive purposes against some of the enemies that are in later mazes. And then the what is it? The red weapon is just sort of releases a ball that bounces around. It will destroy enemies. But at least in the very last stage, you actually use that ball for the specific purpose of, I guess, using it, releasing them strategically to keep track of which rooms you have and haven't been in. Alright, there's a pump right here, so I don't have to be too concerned. You don't have to be too concerned about... Okay, we're just going to get a little more air. Oh, right, alright. Now, see, I almost blew up the ball up there. Now, I think when the diamond... I think certain power-ups are programmed to give you a certain number of shots. Like, this one is programmed to give you relatively few. So even though we just started out, it's flashing like, uh-oh, you're almost out of power. So now this is going to be a... I see why he put the air pump there, or they. I don't know. I don't know if Sean Puckett programmed this himself or if some other intelligence. But so these sparks are these are very hazardous. They are trying to run me into those mines. Oh my gosh. We have to, it's like... Okay. We made it. We're safe. Okay. Whew. Alright. Oh, no. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. We're gonna get through. Yeah, we got through. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now that we took care of that, I'm gonna go refill on air. You know what? I know what I said before, that I want to play through the game legit first, but let's go ahead and Helios 3-1. Yeah, stage 3, save state 1. There we go. Yeah, so this is stage 3, save state 1. We'll fill up on air. Oh my gosh, I almost died. I almost blew up the balloon. before I even got... But I've had to use that save state a little quicker than I would have liked. So, okay, so as of right now, we're still in golden territory where we don't... It's not count... We haven't had to resort to cheating yet. Now, I don't... If I use save states in this, I don't know if the UFO... Well, it's... If we know it's an alien spaceship, is it really a UFO at that point? But if I use save states, I don't know if the visitors are going to come and zap me for cheating or something like that. Okay. So that would have been like an hour of, well, a half-hour gameplay right there. So we're going to load save. There we go. There, good as new. Let's now fill up on air again. There we go. Yeah, imagine having to beat this in one go. I wonder how many people, if we ever made contact, if we ever like found anyone who's made a credible seeming claim to have actually completed this game back in the 90s. Okay. We're gonna have to fill up on air again. It's a very tricky spot right there. Now, mind you, losing, I mean, there are no checkpoints or anything, but losing a stage, you only lose that progress for that one stage. As long as you know what symbol is associated with which stage, it's not like you have to beat the entire game in a perfect run. You only have to beat each stage in a perfect run. So it's not quite as daunting as it may seem. I'm going to let the little bullets. Yeah, there we go. We're going to let them guide us down here. Oh wait, I have to expend air to get through here because the ball is too big. Alright. So okay. My approach is going to be... Okay, the bullets are getting all the way down there. My approach is going to be... If I have and as far as the general layout of the stage, I'm going to approach it in a clockwise manner, okay? And then if I have an option between a left branch and a right branch, I'm going to do the left first because that's the direction we read in English. That's my logic here. That's how I'm going to try to keep track generally of what I haven't explored yet. Hey, we got it. Got to get all those blue gems and then go and then touch the flag, and then we get the symbol for the stage. Oh yeah, with proper settings. Yeah, now they have proper settings going on. This is a much more manageable game because unfortunately, last time I tried this, it really was borderline unplayable due to the lag and just the game not running well with the emulator and not knowing, like, I guess the ideal type of computer or what speed the program is expecting to run at. But here I can choose what kind of processor I want to be emulating and what setting. Okay, there we go. Didn't have to spend any air to get through there. And I'll just let it float on over. It's not the most exciting moment to check out, but... And... Oh. Alright, so this whole branch here we just cleared out. That's good. So just gonna let it bounce on down here. Okay. Just stop, tap in this direction. I see that section over there. We'll have to find the path there later. But this whole section here we just cleared out, which is good. All right. Just gonna let the ball's momentum take care of itself here. Not use any air. Now the other, order form, the end game order form in this, mentioned some other games that Sean M. Puckett made. Games he was willing to take direct credit for and not have a sort of lore about it being left by aliens. But that game, one of those is like a Galaga clone, I guess you could say, and I know like in the write-up for the game on the order form, it's like, oh, this thrilling game in the style of Galaga and R-Type. Well, first off, like, yeah, they're both space shooters, but R-Type is so much like a world of so much more advanced, and is to the point where it's of a different nature to me than something like Galaga. Okay, so that whole section, I think we've just cleared out. We've cleared out that whole section there, have we? So if I go in the... So that's taking me down. Alright, so this section, I'm going to make another save state here. Okay. Capture... Save state... Yeah, 3, 2. So if we... Alright. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be tricky trying to get out of here safely. Okay, we made it. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. And okay, we're back at the refill point. All right. Well, now that we're here in full, okay. Okay. And just float on down. Oh, no, no. We do not want to end up. So let's. Because it's been so long since I've been through this section that I kind of forgot what else was over here. Okay, now I remember. I remember what's going on. I remember what's going on now. There were these two warps. We have to waste air to get through here, and then these two warps. The one on the left of the ball. Well, those two just warp to each other. So that's kind of just a red herring. And is this? Did I complete the stage already? Let's see. No, not yet, not yet. Because I saw a whole other section. When I get all the blue orbs or blue gems, touching that flag will reveal the symbol, the glyph for the stage. Let's go down now. Did I come down through here before? I think I did. Did I? Did it? Okay, so I'm going to start the left one. Okay, it just takes me to the right one. So, alright, so we did that already. So, I don't remember. For some reason, I didn't look at my VODs, but for some reason, I have this strong memory of going back to, I have this weird memory that I beat this stage before, which, so I feel like I came through here already, but there must be something I overlooked. Because there's only one path down here. I know those 3 warps, like one of those is kind of just useless. So there's this section. The top one is to here. This I know, I think I did. I'm just retracing my steps. Stop being a hammer hand. Just take your time. And float on through. Now, I'm curious if anyone's, how the I'm not going with any added music with this, because there wasn't, what you're hearing is how it sounded to originally play the game. This is probably the quietest stream, one of the quieter streams I've done, because usually I play games that do have some kind of background music. I know a lot of, I don't know, I don't like playing, or so far I haven't been as particularly into playing music, like my own music that I like to listen to or embellish the stream with. First off, if it's music that's not free to use, you're gonna have copyright problems on Twitch anyway, and so a bunch of the stream will be muted. And I've had problems with getting muted even when using public domain stuff. So that's a whole. Okay. Yeah, I'm going in circles again. I have to find this last section. I'll call this the dog bone. Is that... This is the... No, it's not the upper leftmost portion of the maze. Okay, okay, so there are these left and right spots. There's a hole somewhere, there's a warp to another section that I have not reached yet. And I believe that section's the last one in the game. Now, my ball just went down, it just deflated a bit more, visibly so. So I gotta be more conservative with my air in this section. Alright, this is just a waste of time, so I'm not even gonna spend any air to get back into that warp. Just letting the ball do its thing will eventually get me back to the dog bone, is what I'm gonna call that formation right there. Okay, so we know this place. Okay. Now is this... Okay, I want to get back into there. I just want to test a little something. Just want to check. This right passage? That's not anything of interest, is it? No, this goes back over. This is below the dog bone. And... Okay, this might be something new. You gotta be patient, let the ball get itself over there. Nice, nice. I'm glad I went to the left instead of the right. Now I don't have to spend any more air. No. Okay, we're going in circles. We're going straight up in circles. So let's get out of this little nook here. Let's get out. Yeah. Let it float down. If I did that good, it's going to just bounce on up. Yep. For at least a little while, I won't have to spend any more air, but it's going to take a minute, but alright. So you know what, I need to, while this is going, I do want to look up something. I want to try to see. No, we want to go up. Yeah, yes, I do. Okay. So, Artemis 1 is supposed to launch on February 12th, 2022. I'm going to, I mean, it's not like I don't choose when I work anyway, but I just going to make sure I don't have anything, make any other obligations for that day. And what I'd like to do is, oh yeah, I hope, unless the, like, yeah, this, the battle of the delayed technology, which will launch first? Artemis 1, this first launch of the NASA SLS, or the Analog Pocket. Because what I'd love to do is have a stream where we co-stream the launch of Artemis 1 in the SLS. And at the same time, I'll be playing Tetris on Game Boy. And I'll try to beat level 9 5 high at the same time of the rocket launch, so that both the rocket in the game and the real life rocket launch at the same time. Would be dope. But yeah, so what you're seeing is one of the first, well, possibly the first creepy game with a fourth wall breaking creepypasta story. I did actually receive this via floppy disk in the 90s, and played it on a PS2, an IBM PS2 value point. PS2 meaning Personal System 2. The sort of successor to its original, the original IBM PC platform, not meaning the Sony PlayStation 2. That being the legacy of that being that the older style traditional keyboard and mouse ports are still to this day called PS2 ports. All right, so I believe I came through here already. And so the lore of this game is that this was left on someone's PC in the early 90s by alien visitors during a close encounter abduction type event. And so the purpose of this software this program is unknown. If they're tricking us into operating a spaceship somewhere, if this is a visualization of a computer network and this blue balloon thing is some kind of virus, or is this some kind of survey program to test human intelligence? In the first person, and this does have an ending, a completion to it, and the ending is, if you could call it that, is a very cryptic and maybe even haunting or mildly disturbing, to the point where it's only increased the sort of creepypasta lore and the mystique of this title. Now, and right now I'm in level 3. You can complete the levels in any order. Okay, I know which way I want to go next. We have to find. No, so if I found all the blue gems in the maze, that flag would have transformed into the symbol for this level. We have to enter in all those symbols on the main screen in order to trigger the ending. Now, I've had the ending spoiled for me, but I've never beaten this game myself, and I know this game, it did have a bit of a resurgence in interest. Well, I think probably actually the most resurgence, the most interest it ever had, when a couple of YouTubers encountered this and covered it on on their pages. Well, let's see, what is up here? No, nothing. I feel I've missed something somewhere. Obviously I've had to, because there's a whole section of this maze that I have not been to yet, because this maze is cordoned off by warp points. So you have to go to certain warp points to be able to get to certain places. All warps are two-way. There's no one-way warping. And I'm navigating this ball. I'm basically running on zero gravity physics right now, where the more momentum I have, the faster it will run, the harsher it will bounce off of objects. But I cannot use all my air or the balloon will burst. So it's sort of it's a literal balancing act I'm playing. I think this is the second time I've been down here. And the first time, I ended up thinking that I did everything there was to do. Yeah, those red things. They do a good job sort of now I have to waste air here deliberately in order to fit through this passage. Okay. That's not actually where I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to this one on the right. Did I mess up and overlook that this one on the right of this bow tie here? Maybe it'll take me somewhere new? No. Bow tie, lower one? Where do you want to take me? You gonna take me somewhere new? It's taking me to the right side of the boat. So what if I go to the left in this little nook? So now I'm in this area, and from here is where I did see some kind of new section that I was not familiar with. Now, I hope... Okay, there we go. I need to check out... You know what else I need to check out? I need to check out... When are they launching... When's James Webb? Is that December? The James Webb Telescope launch? Okay, James Webb's December 18th. Alright. December 18th, it's going to take a week, about a month to reach Lagrange point 2. Okay. So that's another date I want to try to save. Maybe we could restream that. See, look, those over there on the left, the lower left there, that's what I want to get to next. That's the next point I need to get. Oh, you know what? For some reason I thought I had to warp there. I didn't. I just wasted maybe 40 minutes of gameplay. But we figured it out. Alright. Yeah, I thought I had to warp in there, and no wonder I wasn't getting anywhere. Yeah, I just had to explore this area a bit and use the passage. I don't know why they gave me a weapon here. There's some enemies and obstacles that can be destroyed. In later stages, there are also keys. But yeah, these are the last 3 gems of the stage. Okay. 1, 2. And I think if I beat this stage, maybe I'll call the stream there. That seems like a good spot, because I don't think I'm going to get that much further today. And I do want to leave... I mean, this game is going to take a while. This game's going to take a while to get through, honestly. But... And that's even with, you know, cheating with save states. But, I mean... It's only cheating within that stage. Like, once I have the symbol... I mean, I kind of cheated to get it, but, like, once I have the symbol, I don't have to replay the stages again. I just have to take down the symbol, which I could do using... just by screen capping the symbol. Alright. So I just gotta get up. I don't know why... Yeah, I don't know why they gave me a weapon, because... They, There's nothing that's just... There are no destructible objects in this section of the game. Oh, okay, we made it. We made it past those bullets. Because the bullets are trying to make you float towards all those mines. Wait a second, could I... I wonder if I don't know if you could destroy those launchers using... Yeah, if you could destroy the launchers, like the things that are shooting the bullets... using the yellow weapon. Perhaps that's actually why they gave us the weapon. But I think it seems far riskier to me to try to shoot those out than it is to just try to avoid the mines and just sneak past them. Well, it's not even sneaking past them, it's like brute forcing past them. Okay. So we gotta get right in there. Alright, you gotta... Oh, I thought I'd have to spend a little... Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Serial Wars. I know you've been waiting for this for basically a year, right? Well, this setup is actually I could bring this up. Where's my? Yeah, I could use my console cam. Now I just gonna. Now here's the keyboard. Here's the keyboard I'm using. That's my custom WASD keyboard. There's my Stream Deck. I've got my button in the corner there. You can barely see it. It doesn't want to focus on it. But when I hit that, it makes the my info about the. And there's the button for. It doesn't want to focus much, but really quick. There is the monitor with my broadcast software, and here's the monitor with the game running on it. Now my right monitor is actually in the native resolution of the PC I originally played this on, and the left monitor is at native like widescreen modern Windows 10 resolution. We did this. I'm using DOSBox X. I've been able to cycle between a bunch of different processors and speed types to try to figure out. The screen tearing. I mean, there was a little. I remember a little bit in the original. It's not certain. So I've been able to switch on the fly between different resolutions and processor speeds, and find what works best. Because when I originally played this on my IBM PS2 Value Point, I managed to stream this last year, right? But when I did that, it sort of barely. Now let's see if I collected all the gems. I'm gonna not use my. We got it. We got the third symbol. Now I remember possibly we got this symbol last time. Now I'm gonna take one screenshot. Yeah, last time I was using like an older my streaming piece because I could have streamed this much easier. First off, I hadn't discovered DOSBox X. And my favorite thing about it is that I could just open up programs like opening up software in any other emulator. Okay, let's take screenshot. There we go. You can just open up DOSBox X. No, I don't. Alright, good thing good thing I wasn't... Okay, good thing I, remembered what... Okay, we're gonna have to... Alright, do I have to just quit out of DOSBox and just reopen it? Somehow I exited to DOS, and I didn't mean to. When I could just come in... No, I'm gonna quick launch program. This is Helious.exe. Open, because my younger, I guess as I become older, I become worse with computers, but as I become older, I become worse with older computers. So here we go. Now, so we're gonna go into the So the first symbol was the Z or Z. And the whole history of how Z and Z ended up like how the United States specifically uses Z, and seems like all the Commonwealth countries of the British Empire use Z. And how that came to be is an interesting story I saw a YouTube video about. And of course the actual Z pronunciation, like it's funny when people like from the UK or from other Anglophone countries complain that Americans are saying Z wrong by saying Z, or spelling color wrong by spelling it without the U, or saying or making a mistake by calling it soccer instead of football, where it turns out that all those terms originally came from the UK to begin with. And in the case of color, I believe like color without the U is actually the older spelling, and the reason we didn't end up using that in the UK is because we sort of split from England, as in Britain the U spelling became into favor, whereas in the US the trend was to get rid of unnecessary vowels in words to make the spelling more efficient and more reflective of how the words actually said out loud. So okay, so this second is the there, and then the third is the one with the two little balls on it. And so, to signify that the rest are just random characters, we're just gonna I'm gonna fill this in with the Z's here. I mean, but to my own credit, like, I won't say, like, when someone from the UK or from a country that spells color with the U, When they call Game Boy Color, when they spell Game Boy Color with the U, I'm like, that's incorrect. And the reason I'm not... Because when I say the name of that certain computer, I say it as ZX Spectrum because that's how it was said in its mother country. So likewise, if I'm going to say ZX Spectrum to a UK viewer, like, or someone from the UK, I expect the equal respect. Where I don't want you to spell Game Boy Color with the U, and that's like I'm saying that I'm not genuinely serious. Where I'm going to actually get upset for saying it in a way that's more typical to how it would be said or spelled in your own region, because some people can't get it through their head that yes, language varies, and as languages, there's standard UK English, there's standard Canadian English, there's standard US English, and so forth. And because the customs, like now, as we have more access and communication, and maybe things will become a bit more homogenized over time, and you could argue there's good discussions as to whether the pros and cons of that. But now let's see, where is I'm going to go to. I'm guessing this is going to be in this PC. I'm guessing it's going to be in my pictures. What, is it going to be in screen? No, it's not in screenshots. Is it under saved pictures? No, it's not. It's under camera roll. No, it's not. If I just type in. Screenshots. Let's type in just screenshots, see what comes up. I don't know where this is saving the screenshots to. Let's see. Configuration tool? No, that's not what we want. Wait, nor is it. Serial ports, PC speaker, Ethernet, slurp, show advanced, what setting? Okay, I just want to see. Take screenshot. I want to know, is it saving it to my desktop? I have to try to figure out where it's saving these screenshots to. Alright, that might be something I just have to figure out on off stream sometime. But what I'm going to do for now is if I can figure out record MIDI output. That's a cool set. Autosave, select save slot. Display state information, capture screenshot, drive, help. Alright. How about we go into the 4th level and see how far we can get, and then I'll call the stream after that. No, it's not this one. There's a certain level. It's this one. This is my favorite level. And I never beat it. Oh no. Oh no, this is running like butt. So let's see. Did I accidentally restart? You know what? Let's see if the 3rd stage runs okay now. Is this gonna run like a slug? No, it's running bad again. So yeah, might as well. So for those just joining, I'm just gonna pop this in here. Just give you a background on what we're playing. We don't within. This game came out in '93, and it had a text file that came with it. And I know this story. This is I had to quit out of DOSBox, and when I came back in, my settings weren't how I had them. So I'm gonna have to. Let's see. I'll have to memorize these settings and have to, I guess, save them. So that let's see. CPU type. I forgot I'll have to look in the VOD and see what settings I was using. Let's see, Pentium Pro? Okay. No, it doesn't like Pentium Pro. I was like going through them basically. Yeah, there's a way to wait. Okay, it's working fine now. Okay, this... Okay, it's working fine now. Alright, so I got... Somewhere in there I got it right. Now let's take a look. I have to have it... Auto cycles, normal core... Penti... Okay, Pentium Pro. I could have swore I used that before and it just didn't work good. Yeah, let's go in here, because these earlier stages work fine, but the later ones where there's tons of moving objects... Oh yeah, happy Halloween to you too. I'm having my happy Halloween, but well, I was about to quit out the stage anyway, so I might as well. So let's see if we can get... Yes! You remember this from a year ago, Serial Wars. This is the stage that wasn't loading good before. Initially, I grew up in not the best neighborhood in New York City in the early, you know, back in the day. So my parents really weren't. Once we moved away from that part of the city, then we moved to a little more rural area. We started trick-or-treating door to door. Yeah, okay, these settings seem ideal. Now, this stage here, I love. And this is a very challenging stage, and I never attempted to actually... Like, I never seriously tried to complete this stage. I mean, even when I was a little kid, I remember adults talking about, like, because one of the old school Halloween traditions was bobbing for apples. And even, you know, when I was a really little kid, you know, several decades ago, which is a weird thing to say, I'm not trying to make myself sound older than I am, I remember adults talking about, like, is bobbing for apples, is this sanitary? Like, this seems like a good way to get a bunch of kids sick if one of them has a cold. And then there's a little concern about people sabotaging apples with razor blades and, like, needles and stuff like that. So even what might be considered a different era a bit when I was a little kid, even by then, a lot of the Halloween traditions were kind of being, you know, questioned, the safety and practicality of them. And then, what is it? Then, yeah, by the time I was in high school, I think there's still a lot of door-to-door trick-or-treating. Maybe not last year so much due to disease control concerns, and this year to an extent as well. But I think the trend has been to have sort of walled garden events where you send the kids to different stations within a certain property, with sort of some verified, you know, people in the community or certain businesses, or go to a school where they'll have different classrooms be, you know, one will be mad scientist theme, and another will be like haunted house theme, or another will be zombie theme, and so forth. Yeah, this stage here was an adventure just getting to the end of it. And I'll close out the stream just seeing how far I can get. Because I remember, like, getting up early before school and just spending a long time just seeing if I can get through this stage. Yeah, like, different shopping malls will do things where different stores will be, like, participate to, you know, give out candy to each little kid that comes. So, it's been a gradual transition, and, you know, like, heck... Okay. Now, this is the first stage that I'm playing that has... Now, I can destroy... See? That bullet hit me. But if I could launch that bullet... Oh, no, it doesn't quite... No, I kind of crashed into him there. Alright, let's see how far we get in the stage, and then we'll call it for this time around. Alright. But, yeah, I'll be back on... Now, yes, I'll be playing... it turns out that Nintendo has really stepped up their game with their online services. It sounds like with a lot of the features and options available in Mario Party Superstars that they may even be approaching 2009 Xbox Live levels of online quality. Because I thought about, like, oh, streaming with viewers Mario Party, that might be cool, but I was concerned that I'd have to, like, you know, exchange friend codes with a bunch of people in chat, and no offense, but it's just like I've streamed, like, on 3DS. I've participated in streams like and by the way, that does not include voice chat, of course, but I'm just saying in terms of options for room building and how to participate and having people join without having to exchange friend codes. Like, I remember playing 3DS back when Pete was doing his Mario Kart 3DS streams, and he had a camera aimed at his 3DS system, where, you know, if you wanted to play with him, you had to how exchange friend codes with each other was really messy, and then after that you'd have all these people you barely knew or didn't know at all, like, who's this? I don't necessarily, not that it's really a huge safety concern, but just like, who's this person? I don't care that they're playing, I don't want them seeing what I'm doing, and I only played with them that one time, right? So it's nice that apparently you could add people, create a room and have people join without needing to exchange friend codes with all of them and add them to your friends list. So I was yesterday just about to do a playing with viewers stream of Mario Kart 7, Mario Party Superstars, and then the internet in my apartment building cut out because the utility company was doing some line work. They replaced a lot of the older cables with newer ones, but fortunately it was right before I connected with the viewers that were in chat then, that were in stream then. So it didn't ruin anyone else's game or anything. So it was really the ideal time for it to cut out. I'll be doing a new, let me pull this doc real quick. I'm doing a new schedule where, like, next week will be week 1. I'm gonna, like, this, right now I stream 3 days in a row, which I normally never do because the dual advent of Mario Party Superstars coming out on Friday and then Halloween being Sunday. And so I wanted to play Mario Party yesterday because there was a new release and everything. So I stream 3 days in a row, which I normally wouldn't do, even when I can and do have the time. I can basically stream whenever I want, but I want to make it sparing. Don't want to get burned out. I want to have it so I'm really looking forward to that next game. Really have to plan out carefully what game do I want to spend my time on. Whereas if I stream more frequently, I kind of get burned out a bit. It's like, oh, I have to stream again. I like to maintain that balance, but I don't want to have it always be like, oh, only just Saturday. You have to wait a whole other week. I have to wait a whole other week. So I have this new schedule. I'm going to start it in November, and this being, you know, October 31st. So week 1, I stream on Saturday at 2. Then week 2, I only stream on Wednesday at 4. Week 3, I stream Wednesday at all times are Eastern Standard Time. So week 1, Wednesday at 2. Now week 1 is Wednesday at 2. Week 1, Saturday at 2. Week 2 is Wednesday at 4, so it's a later afternoon, evening stream. Week 3 is going to be Wednesday at 3. Wednesday streams are always going to be 4 o'clock. Wednesday streams are just going to be 4 o'clock. So week 1, Saturday at 2. Week 2, Wednesday at 4. Week 3, Wednesday at 4 and Saturday at 2. Week 4 is just Saturday at 4 again, or Saturday at 2 again. Then week 5, I'm just taking a break and no streaming. So that's 5-week cycle. On the 5th week, it's going to be like sort of build up and build down, sort of like the cycles of the moon, where the moons get bigger and bigger, then it starts to get smaller again. So week 3 is I'm going to be doing 2 streams in 1 week, and so yeah, I'm going to go with the schedule, see how it flows. But let's see how far I get in this stage. I'm not even going to try to collect the blue gems. Just going to move forward, see how far I can get through the stage itself. And I do believe, in terms of a point A to point B journey, this is the biggest stage in the game. Yeah, so next Saturday, I'm just going to be doing Mario Party Superstars. I'm expecting to be streaming, playing with any viewers who want to play, doing online stuff. I have played online with randoms, and it was pretty cool. The emoticon system was pretty cool in letting you express reactions to the events of the game as they unfold, and have relatively meaningful interactions without having to risk the safety of children, which I know Nintendo's all about. Rest in peace, Swap Note, which unfortunately is I mean, with the exception of Miiverse. Now, okay, I forgot. Oh shucks, I got destroyed there. So let's try this again. I forgot that there are eventually now on the end goal there. I just want to reach that flag there, and I've only done that I've only reached the flag a couple of times back in the 90s. And I'm just talking about reaching the flag without even collecting all the blue gems, because that's a whole other beast in and of itself. So, we're just going to try to get to the end there. And I have really thought about for a long time, I mean, I just haven't got around to it, commissioning some art of the, themed around this game. Is there are lots of different interesting art ideas or story concepts that you can make based on this game. Alright. Yeah, I've had all kinds of different ideas of like artwork or themes or characters, sort of. He's the creepypasta of this says that contact's been lost with him. That was true at one point. But since then, contact has been regained with him. I don't know if he's on Twitter. He's kind of a photographer. I mean, if you look at what's going by on the ticker right now, based on that alone, you can, if you chose to attempt to do so, find this person on Twitter. He doesn't really make himself hidden in any way. I don't know if I think he was amused by the sudden uptick in interest in his stuff. He did make part 2 of this game, which was previously kind of lost content due to you having to get part 2 of this via mailing him a check to a now obsolete address. But yeah, the guy's still around. Okay. Yeah, it was common for shareware developers back then to just make an arbitrary name for themselves to make themselves seem more professional, like they were an actual studio somewhere. Frankly, I played one of his other games, and it was kind of a Galaga clone, and frankly, wasn't that good. And it's a game I've been curious about because for years and years, and I finally played, and it's not that good. It's kind of like, and it's funny because the guy I believe is based in Florida. The guy I think he's U.S. based. Okay, so we just collected a key there. We're gonna need to, we're just gonna have to zip past these eyeball dude. Okay, there we go. He says he's in Canada. I know the character in the story, who I believe the character in the creepypasta backstory for Helios. Says that they're based in Florida. Oh, actually, what is the? I'm glad I did not do that. I did not want to quit out of this when I almost quit out. I almost casually just quit out of the game to go to the order form, because the order form in this game does give an address that I believe is in Florida. So at some point, I think this person was U.S. based. If Florida based, or if not in Florida, at least US based, because I believe the address was for somewhere in the United States. He might be in Canada now. And based on what I've seen on his Twitter account, it does seem like the kind of guy who would end up having a life story that takes him from the U.S. to Canada? I know at some point, I'm very certain, at some point, at least in the early 90s, I don't know if he's, at some point, he was accepting, he did program in a US-based address to send payments to. You know, and I never, I don't know why, I guess the fact that I didn't have money, but if I asked my parents to, I think they would have given me a money order to mail to try to get the full versions of these games. I never really, for some reason, I never seriously considered doing so. And I wonder even when I was still in the 90s, when I contacted, or if I had tried to mail payment to these addresses, how many of these were still even current back then? Because this was, they'd give you a physical address with no email address to even try to contact, because this, you know, pre-email. You know, and like the emails that like would be attached to some of these were like CompuServe emails or like Prodigy emails, something that's like explicitly obsolete. Now, I know I'm a little excessive. I just, in case anyone just wanders in, I just want you to know, I just hit that button on my stream deck to make the, I wasn't paying it, too busy enjoying the game to pay too close attention to this, but oh yes, there will be time for, I'll be playing lots of, now I have the speaker, you see I'm not wearing headphones here, and that's so that I do have the DOS sound coming out of my my laptop's audio speakers, and I'm just picking it up using my mic, and I'm gonna listen to the VOD and see how good those results are. But I'm very happy with how the stream has gone. A little troubleshoot. Oh my goodness. No, we gotta. Okay. Now what's? Yeah, but this is the first time I've really, like the last times I tried to get through. Oh, okay. We found an air pump, which definitely lets me know that I haven't come through here previously. Now I could get only so much air. I could have taken the risk of filling up a bit more before exploding, but when I warp through here, if you warp into a spot and the end warp point is smaller than you have the air to navigate, it will automatically reduce you to that amount of air. Because we will have to strategically expend air in some places in order to fit through certain passages. Now, here I need to... Actually, what I'm going to do... Yeah, I just consider, I could... I think what's the best Halloween costume you ever dressed as? I think I already told the story in the very same stream because it's, you know, it's Halloween and everything. But in my early college days, I used to dress like some kind of Kingdom Hearts reject. Not literally, only in the vaguest possible sense. But I used to wear these big baggy pants. In fact, early versions of my sort of persona character dude still are dressed like this. They used to wear these big baggy pants with these belts and straps all over them, right? And I never really... my friend was having a Halloween costume. We did find the next section of this map. No! We exploded. We exploded there. Yeah, yeah, I used to wear these big baggy pants with all these belts and straps all over them. Well, since we are now, let's go into... Okay. Now, let's go to... Yeah. Alright, so here we go. This isn't ideal, but... Reach us anytime on the internet, afs@shadow.net. Visit our website in the internet. It is shadow.net. You know what? This is a more recent version of this program than the one I had in the 90s. Because the one I had definitely did not have an email address attached to it. But look at this. At some point, this person was based out of Port Salerno, Florida. And, yeah, there's one point this person was based out of Fort Salerno, Florida. So at some point they did live in the U.S. But yeah, the best Halloween costume I ever had. Q. What do I do to... Cursor up, down. How do I drag this over so I can... Okay. So I drag... How do I drag over? Alright, this is a good opportunity. Okay, here we go. Alright, I just had... Okay, I just didn't hold the escape button long enough. Okay. So, you know, because I didn't know if the company was actually registered. Because a number of these companies, they would register... They would call themselves a company, but not formally register in any way. So let's see the before and after results. So... Here. Oh, wait, it's actually... Oh, no, I didn't quit out of DOSBox. I didn't quit out of DOSBox, therefore, it's still running smoothly here. So, if I go to CPU, core type, normal, auto cycles normal, CPU type Pentium Pro, right? So, I'm going to quit out. I'm going to quit out. Yes. So, I'm going to reopen... where's my... I gotta go back to streaming stuff and open up DOSBox X again. Alright. So here we go. So I drag this back over to the other monitor. So you go to video. We go to fit to aspect ratio. No, we have to open the program first. So quick launch program, and it's on the desktop. I should move it to where it actually belongs in my DOS games folder, but open that. Fit to aspect, no. Fit to aspect ratio. There we go. And then, so let's try without. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was that malicious. I don't know. The fact that the storyline like places him in Florida, and he gives a fair amount of detail about living near an airport and the types of airplanes that would fly in. It makes me feel like he might have genuinely lived in Florida at the time. Maybe it was in his college days. I don't know. But let's... Okay, so look. It's all choppy and bad. So if we go to CPU type Pentium Pro, and 3... No, well, actually, we'll no, okay. Let's send it around more. Okay, CPU Pentium Pro. No, that didn't. So Pentium Pro, that didn't. It's still running like butt. So let's see. Core. Normal core auto cycles. Dynamic core x86. Wait, emulate speed? I'll try the bottom one. Alright. So that emulate speed. Okay, there. And now I have to hit... I went to... No, actually, no. I'm going to stop the ball. I'm going to scroll... Hold on. Well, the thing is, when I set it to Pentium, it wasn't running it at super fast speeds. It was running it at the normal speed. Like, when I was playing it before on that, like, how it looks now, set on Pentium, whatever, it's not running faster than it did on my IBM PS2 Value Point. It was running like how it was running on my period PC. And so video... VSync. on. If you look up IBM PS2 value point, it's whatever was in that thing. Because it was a stock IBM PS/2, like Personal System 2 value point. Alright, so I've got the settings down. It's turn the VSync on. The PC, the speed was what? Seems like I'll experiment a little off stream, but it seems like we've got a reliable being able to emulate the more or run the more fast, the more intensive, like just those little dots there actually slow down the computer a lot. But no, it was not running at a speed that was like better than what the computer I had. It was running it like this here. This is how I remember it running. Yeah, I can't say what that computer had in it. I knew enough about it to get the games to work and to do my homework on it. And that's about it. So, let's let me just take a look at Yeah. I don't think we need to end it on a raid this time around. Let's close it out. So, I'll be back on the 6th of November, so next Saturday. So only 6 days from now. I'll be back at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Mario Party Superstars. Hope to be playing online with viewers. The online in Superstars is a lot better than I expected. A lot easier to have people jump in and play with me without having to have us all exchange friend codes with each other and all that kind of nonsense. If you look at the... I plan my streams significantly well in advance, and I announce at least like a week or more ahead on my About page here on Twitch. You can look at me at Twitter on STSH. I also announced, my stream plans there too. I'll be coming back to Helios. Let me look at my schedule. Let me pull that up right now. So, gotta scroll down. So Duggan's getting pretty big and lengthy to find. So, I'll be back on next Saturday. I'll be playing Mario Party Superstars. But the Wednesday after that, so the 6th on Saturday, the 11th of, or the 6th of November, I'll be playing Mario Party Superstars. But that coming Wednesday after that, on the 10th, I'll be playing Helios again that Wednesday evening at 4 Eastern Standard Time. And then I've got Mario Party Advance. Then I got something special on the 20th planned for Thanksgiving. So I like to have my streams well in advance so everyone knows exactly what's going on. So if you're interested, next time I play Helios, maybe we could do a sort of watch party of a couple of the videos of other people have done covering this game. And I do plan to put some effort into this and eventually maybe unlock the ending on stream. One of the videos that someone did about this does reveal the ending. I'll be pausing before that point. But I'll be back this Saturday playing with viewers, which I look forward to tremendously. So thanks everyone who joined me for the stream. And I will see you all on Saturday, or never again if if you've had enough. And in which case, thanks for giving me a chance and spending your Halloween with me. So have a safe and happy Halloween, and thank you very much for watching.